Stick with me, he just accidentally isekai'd, waking up as a literal nursing infant. But hey, it is not all bad news because he also scored an overpowered system. At the time, Lin Zi Chen was barely 33 days old. In the blink of an eye, 2 whole months of his isekai life have passed. He is finally starting to get used to this tiny new body. His dad, Lin Yansheng, and his mom, Zhang Wangxin, are absolutely thrilled with their kid. Why? Because he is incredibly well behaved and never ever throws crying tantrums. Plus, just looking at him, he has insane physical potential. He might even become a high-level gene fuser in the future. For 2 solid months, Zi Chen has been kicking his little legs constantly, all because it is a daily system quest. The next day, hitting 10,000 kicks, he unlocks a brand new biological attribute called Advance Never Retreat. Talk about a crazy power-up. The real effect of this broken attribute works like this. As long as Zi Chen keeps grinding and training one specific body part, that exact part will gain absolutely limitless, infinite strength. However, it still cannot break past the absolute limits of standard carbon-based lifeforms in this entire universe. The moment he unlocks this attribute, Zi Chen himself instantly feels his raw physical power improving bit by bit. But honestly, this whole human gene fusion stuff, and the cyborg modifications his dad Yansheng keeps talking about, Zi Chen has zero clue what any of it means. Are they talking about Spider-Man or Iron Man stuff? He is totally in the dark. But you and I know one thing for sure, this wild world is definitely not Earth. By 4 months old, Zi Chen is already sitting up and crawling like a pro. To avoid freaking his parents out with his crazy abnormal growth, he is forced to sneak in his hardcore workout sessions only at night. Thanks to that broken Advance Never Retreat skill backing him up, by the 5th month, Zi Chen is already walking. And when he finally hits 6 months, he can just chill, sit, and crawl openly in front of his parents, without raising any suspicions at all. One day, the TV broadcasts a terrifying news report about mutant beasts. It shows off the incredible power of gene fusers alongside heavily modified cyborg warriors in action. It ends with an epic rally crying out for humanity to unite against them. That is the exact moment Zi Chen finally realizes the harsh truth. This current version of Earth is worlds apart from the ordinary planet he lived on before his isekai. To be more precise, the Earth he is living on has completely mutated. Countless terrifying, unknown nightmare creatures have suddenly appeared all over the place. They call them mutant beasts. And to fight back, humanity spent decades grinding through the apocalypse, eventually unlocking 2 distinct evolutionary paths for pure survival. Path 1 is full-blown mechanical, cybernetic enhancement, modifying the physical body and utilizing pure technology to crush the beasts. But there is a second, even higher tier method, and that is genetic mutation. It literally means fusing beast genes into a human body just to steal a fraction of their overpowered abilities. I know exactly what you are thinking, fighting monsters with monsters is crazy. Zi Chen totally agrees, realizing this world is insanely dangerous. Luckily, he has his own cheat system, letting him level up safely and evolve while just trying to survive in this nightmare world. Then suddenly, a knock on the door breaks the silence. Wangxin opens the door, immediately spotting another woman who looks to be around her age. She introduces herself as Xu Meng, the brand new neighbor who just moved in next door. She dropped by today to hand over a welcoming gift. Right behind her is Shen Jianye, holding a little girl named Shen Qinghan. They are Xu Meng's husband and daughter, making up the new family. That little girl in Jianye's arms? She is about to become Zi Chen's very first friend in this universe. But at that exact moment, he has no idea what happens next. But trust me, you are going to want to see how their wild fates intertwine. By month number 7, Zi Chen is already running and jumping around smoothly. The kid is even casually talking to himself like a boss. Stick with me here. With his advance-only system, he completely mastered every basic survival skill within just the first 7 months of his life. By month 8, while still trapped in his crib, Zi Chen started doing crunches and push-ups, though he only dared to pull off this intense workout routine when his parents were completely gone. But push your luck too long, and you get caught. Just as you would expect, an unexpected little accident finally happened that day. Wanxin opened the door, stepped right into the room, and caught her 8-month-old baby boy doing full-blown crunches. She honestly thought she was hallucinating, rubbing her eyes a few times. But when she opened them again, her son was already rolling over, innocently pretending to be fast asleep. Wanxin actually did not suspect a single thing. After all, her actual day job was being a full-time fiction novelist. She just figured she was working way too hard on her latest story, practically going crazy and starting to see some wild hallucinations. Zi Chen dodged a massive bullet there. Breathing a huge sigh of relief, he told himself he absolutely had to be way more careful next time. Now watch closely, because things get messy fast. A few days later, during bath time, Wan Xin completely panicked and screamed out for her husband. Hearing her yell, Yan Sheng frantically sprinted over in a total panic. "Honey, what is going on?" he asked her immediately. "Why does our Chen Chen already have an absolute 8-pack when he is only 8 months old?" Wan Xin looked absolutely terrified. Yan Sheng frowned, falling deep into some serious thought. Zi Chen always had a terrifying appetite, but having shredded abs at 8 months old? Yeah, this was getting seriously weird. Then, a sudden crazy idea sparked right inside Yan Sheng's head. With a super excited look on his face, he said, "Honey, could our son actually be a 1 in a million, once-in-a-lifetime absolute genius? Looks like our little Chen Chen has an unbelievably bright future ahead. He will highly likely become a gene fusion expert, or at the very least, a totally badass cyborg mechanic." Just to add a little context, his dad's actual job was exactly like his wife's, a total fantasy novelist. Wan Xin listened to this and was completely speechless. Meanwhile, lying in the bathtub, Zi Chen secretly breathed out another massive sigh. His whole system hacking cheat was seriously almost exposed again today. Honestly, having both a mom and dad who actually write fiction for a living is incredibly lucky, because even the most wildly impossible things look completely normal through their crazy, imaginative point of view. I know what you're thinking, but Zi Chen is actually not the only genius on this weird earth. While chilling and watching TV together, Zi Chen saw a breaking news report about some prodigy kid from a 1,000-year-old martial arts family up in the capital, born with absolute godlike strength, lifting a massive 20-kilogram weight with just one hand at only 2 years old. Back then, Wan Xin rubbed his head, smiling super brightly. "Our little Chen Chen is also unbelievably powerful too. I am absolutely certain your future will be just as epic as that genius kid," she said, overflowing with total pride. My mom really does have a perfect eye for talent, Zi Chen thought. But he was also really wondering, could he also lift that exact 20-kilogram weight just as easily when he finally hit 2 years old? You and I get that answer a little over 1 year later. The second he turned exactly 2, Zi Chen snuck right into the storage room and flawlessly lifted a massive 20-kilogram box with just one single hand. Right while he was totally soaking in that epic victory, he suddenly heard his parents yelling his name super loudly. "Chen Chen, where are you hiding? Little Han Han is here to play. Why aren't you coming out to see her already?" That insane volume made Zi Chen accidentally drop the heavy toolbox with a huge thud. Defeated, he dusted his hands off and went outside. "All right, let's dive right in. Cute little 2-year-old Qing Han is already waiting for him." Seeing our boy, she happily holds out a fresh egg tart. "Cake, second egg tart," the little girl babbles out sweetly. "Thanks, just eat it yourself," Zikin replies back. He really could not care less. Qing Han is actually the exact same age as him, but she still talks with that pure baby voice and super clunky pronunciation. Because their intelligence levels are worlds apart right now, they really cannot even play games together properly. After munching her snacks, Qing Han just takes a nap, while Zichen immediately starts his hardcore workout. Even so, they still love hanging out together. Which means sleeping Qing Han basically becomes the perfect living dumbbell for Zichen to use during his daily reps. Just one tiny little problem with this adorable dumbbell. She sometimes accidentally wets the bed while sleeping. By the time he turns 3, Ziken is out here casually lifting 40 kilos with just a single hand. Remember that rich prodigy kid from the capital 2 whole years ago? He is still making headlines today for lifting 30 kilos at 4.5 years old. Hilarious. Meanwhile, Ziken completely crushed that so-called genius a long time ago. Our boy just prefers keeping a super low profile, but every single time he checks his system interface, his biological tier stubbornly displays as common tier 1. It just will not change at all. You and I both have to wonder how insanely strong is tier 2. Does it completely shatter normal human limits entirely? Carrying all these burning questions, Ziken finally steps out of his house for the very first time. Catching his first real glimpse of the outside world leaves him absolutely speechless and completely overwhelmed. The streets are packed with incredibly bizarre-looking people, and some guys are literally flying through the air. They absolutely have to be genetic hybrids and cyborgs. Anyway, his very first stop today is the city library. Since his parents basically banned him from using electronics too much right now, the absolute best place for him to hunt down the answers to all his questions is the good old library. Walking in, Zichen instantly dashes ahead. Qinghan chases right behind him on her tiny legs, constantly shouting out, "Hey, wait up for me." The two moms walking behind them completely panic at this. "Chenchen, the children's reading section is right over here. Where exactly are you trying to go?" But Zichen has zero interest in that childish stuff. He grabs a massive copy of the Mutated Beast Encyclopedia and starts reading it with pure focus. "Chenchen, why on earth do you like reading this kind of stuff?" Yuangxin asks in total surprise. Looks like those genius scholar genes are already showing. Zumeng laughs happily for him, while little Qinghan asks, "Chenchen, I still have some yummy cookies left over. Do you want them?" Qinghan stays right by his side, happily chirping away just like a little bird. "No thanks. I want to read." "Eat them yourself." Through all this heavy reading, Zichen finally starts grasping the true worldview of this completely mutated and chaotic version of Earth. Pay attention here, this lore drop is huge. An ancient stone tablet from a mysterious ruin actually recorded that the whole world is divided into 6 biological tiers. The absolute lowest is common, then comes advanced, rare, epic, legendary, and finally, the absolute highest tier is mythic. Every major tier is split into 9 smaller stages. And normal everyday humans? They are stuck at basically common tier stage 1. Standing in front of those higher level beings, regular humans are basically just helpless little ants. Zichen instantly realizes he needs to drastically speed up his own growth if he wants any real chance of surviving in this incredibly dangerous new world. The exact second he thinks this, a glowing status window pops up right in front of him. The system officially notifies him that, thanks to his reading and accumulating so much knowledge, Zichen can now officially unlock a brand new biological trait called the Heavenly Wisdom Root. He just needs to read exactly 1 million words to fully unlock it. He really feels like this system gets him. From now on, he can easily cultivate both his brain and his brawn. Trust me, we are just getting started. From that day on, Zichen works out and reads nonstop. At 4, he starts kindergarten, meeting his teacher. Stick with me here. Shu Chen and Qinghan just met their kindergarten teacher, Teacher Strawberry, who is incredibly gentle. The awesome news is, right after starting school, Shu Chen easily leveled up to common tier 2. And now he can actually lift 80 pounds with just one single hand. He can also jump 1.2 meters high and sprint 100 meters in under 11 flat seconds. Most normal adults cannot even hit these insane physical numbers, let alone a literal 5-year-old kid in kindergarten. But with all this crazy power comes some heavy responsibility. So when Qinghan gets bullied at school for wetting her pants, there is absolutely no way Shu Chen is just going to sit back. Now, watch closely, because his payback method is entirely unique. Zero physical fighting involved here. Shu Chen leaps straight onto the teacher desk and roars for everyone to shut their mouths. He announces that if anyone ever dares to call her bedwetting queen again, he will personally turn them into the bedwetting king. Thanks to his massive internal energy, Shu Chen generates a deafening volume and absolute crushing pressure. That terrifying aura coming from Shu Chen is way too much for a bunch of little toddlers to handle. They instantly burst out crying, screaming for their parents, begging to drop out of kindergarten, and just wanting to go home. Meanwhile, Qinghan is looking at him with total hero worship in her eyes. That specific incident actually earns Shu Chen a brand new system title known as the Kindergarten King. Up next are the elementary school boss and middle school tyrant titles, which are still locked and waiting for him. If he completely dominates all 9 years of mandatory school and unlocks all 3 titles, he gets rewarded with a brand new biological attribute upgrade. I know what you are thinking, so many quests at once? But to Shu Chen, this is absolutely fantastic news. Fast forward half a year, he crushes the reading quest and gains the Heaven Wisdom Root attribute. From that moment on, his learning capability absolutely skyrockets to the ultimate peak of human potential. Time basically flies by, and suddenly Shu Chen is almost 7 years old and smoothly graduating from kindergarten. During the vacation right before elementary school starts, he keeps training his body and leveling himself up. This time, he literally breaks his limits, jumping 2 meters high and dashing 100 meters in under 8 seconds. Academically speaking, thanks to the massive boost from that Heaven Wisdom Root, he basically breezes through all the elementary school courses during his free time like it is nothing. His only goal right now is snagging that elementary boss title as fast as humanly possible. His new school is named Yangguang, perfectly located right in the middle of Shanghai City. Because Xu Chen has already started teaching himself the middle school and high school curriculums on the side, dominating all these little elementary competitions is completely effortless for a genius like him. But winning those little awards is just minor stuff. The single most important thing on his mind is unlocking that epic elementary boss title immediately, usually at school. Whenever he actually has free time, Xu Chen personally tutors Qinghan to help her out. She might lack natural talent, but she is incredibly obedient and works harder than anyone else. After just a single semester, her grades shoot straight up to second place overall. First place is naturally him, obviously. To grab that title early, besides just studying hard, Xu Chen casually dominates every single school sports event, effortlessly shattering every record in the books. Just when he thinks his boring daily routine is set and his elementary life is figured out, a mysterious new transfer student suddenly walks into his classroom out of nowhere. Her name is Bei Shu. And the exact reason Xu Chen finds her so strange, trust me on this, you and I are about to find out that she literally gives off a completely non-human aura. Let's dive right in. You and I have to admit, this new girl Bai Shui is absolutely gorgeous. Even Qinghan is totally starstruck when seeing her. She can't help but whisper to Zi Chen, Little Chen, her hair is just so incredibly pretty, exactly like falling snow in the dead of winter. But our main character totally ignores Qinghan right now. Why? Because he's getting a seriously weird vibe from this brand new transfer student. Zi Chen only has one single question on his mind. Why does Bai Shui give off an aura that doesn't feel human at all? Could she actually be some kind of secret gene fusion hybrid? Or maybe a descendant of a gene fusion experiment? Over the next few days, Bai Shui doesn't talk to a single soul. Once class ends, she just lays flat on her desk without moving an inch. She barely even gets up to use the restroom. At first, everyone is super curious about the new girl, but as time passes, people completely stop paying attention to her. The classroom goes right back to its usual boring routine. Now pay attention here, because over a month later, that piece totally shatters. During this time, Bai Shui starts secreting some weird, mysterious white liquid from her body. Even Zi Chen has no clue what this stuff actually is. But man, it smells absolutely awful. The rest of the classmates are getting seriously annoyed, thinking Bai Shui is just plain dirty and gross. And just like that, they find their brand new target for bullying. That day, some guy blatantly dumps water right over her head. Honestly, Bai Shui doesn't look like a pushover. Being humiliated like this, Zi Chen fully expects her to fight back with everything she's got. Instead, she just bursts into tears. Seeing this, Qinghan gets super angry and immediately whispers right into his ear. Little Chen. Bai Shui is so pitiful. Can we please step in and help her out? Okay, he replies. Even without knowing her true identity, she clearly isn't the crazy dangerous threat that Zi Chen originally thought she was at first. At least right now, she's just a weak, defenseless girl, getting bullied by the absolute worst kind of people. So naturally, you and I both know what happens next. Zi Chen instantly grabs that troublemaker Guanchun, forcing him to wipe up every drop of water on Bai Shui's desk immediately. Since he already holds the legendary title of kindergarten boss, all his elementary school classmates are still absolutely terrified of crossing Zi Chen. Guanchun doesn't dare refuse. He nods frantically and uses tissues to wipe the desk spotless. Forget about Guanchun. Even the 6th graders wouldn't dare mess with our boy Zi Chen, because he's a total powerhouse genius. So that bully absolutely refuses to start any trouble with him. But he doesn't stop there. Zi Chen makes every single person who bullied Bai Shui recently step right up and apologize to her face. Naturally, the others are way too scared to object. So they literally line up, taking turns admitting their faults right in front of her. Once everyone finally leaves, Bai Shui speaks up in a tiny voice. Lin Zi Chen, Shen Qinghan, thank you guys so much. No need to be so polite. Classmates helping each other out when things get rough is totally normal. Qinghan doesn't mind the sticky mess at all, patting her shoulder with a smile. From that exact day forward, Qinghan starts hanging around the white-haired girl, dragging Zi Chen along so they can all become friends. Whenever they get any delicious snacks, they make sure to share with her first. Until one day, Bai Shui suddenly speaks up and asks them, "Wait, really? My body smells awful, don't you guys hate me?" Sorry, I just had to ask. And trust me, you and I are going to want to hear this answer. All right, let's dive into this. She was just completely used to everyone shunning and hating her since childhood. So the feeling of having someone finally stand by her side felt so insanely happy, it was almost unreal. But no, this was definitely not a dream. Thonham had been through the exact same thing, so she could never, ever hate her. Plus, if she wanted, they could be best friends forever, Thonham promised her. Her tone was incredibly sincere. And in response, Bok Tuyet just pulled her into a hug. To show her true feelings, she hugged Thonham super tight, crying and whispering thank you. Then, suddenly remembering something important, Bok Tuyet let go and quickly reached up to her neck. She mentioned how they always cooked her such amazing food and actually agreed to be her friends. So she had to give them something back. Around Bok Tuyet's neck hung 2 beast fangs. She explained it was a special birthday gift from her mom just last year. Now she wanted to pass it on to them, basically as a solid proof. A promise they would stay best friends forever. Thonham didn't hesitate and gladly accepted it. All right, we'll be best friends forever, the little girl firmly declared. Thonham thought this bond would last forever. But stick with me, something completely wild just dropped. Toothan actually spotted Bok Tuyet handling transfer paperwork right in the principal's main office. Plus, the principal straight up promised her and her guardian to keep this whole thing top secret. If Toothan hadn't literally just walked past the office and overheard it, he wouldn't have known to go back and warn Thanham. Looks like Bok Tuyet's true identity is definitely not that simple. From that exact day, they never saw her again. Maybe she was just a fleeting shadow, passing right through their childhood and absolutely nothing more. Forget her leaving. You and I need to see what happens next. Because Toothan cared about this way more. He had just learned some expert-level massage techniques, boosted by his heavenly human wisdom root skill. That day, Toothan acted. He tested it out by massaging his mom and got results that totally blew away his expectations. While the two of them were happily chatting, the TV suddenly flashed some breaking news. The Kindu prodigy shattered another record. Right now, this kid is barely 10 years old. He literally just succeeded in merging with mutant beast genes and lifted a 1,000-ton boulder with his bare hands. Toothan was totally stunned hearing this. This teenager is the exact same guy who blew up online for lifting 10-ton weights as a toddler. Crazy to think he just turned 10 now, and he's already doing gene fusion. No Sin had just finished showering back then. He walked in and heard the broadcast. He scoffed, the Kindu prodigy again. He looks quite photogenic. Could this just be some massive public relations stunt to make him a huge influencer, then cash out by selling products? After all, they're a legendary martial arts family. 1,000 years in Kindu. Maybe they own advanced gene fusion tech, or something? Tu Yen Han felt annoyed, so she quickly snapped back. No way, you can't just use your own child as a living lab rat, can you? But honestly, for a true martial arts family, making heavy personal sacrifices, trading personal happiness just for the sake of the family is always their ultimate path. Otherwise, there is no way they would have survived as a martial arts powerhouse this long. Yeah, you are always right. While his parents kept arguing, Toothan was thinking hard. Now, watch closely, this Kindu kid only lifted basic weights before, like 100 kun single-handedly. But after gene fusion, he's straight up lifting 500 kun. That means his strength shot up 5 times. But by 18, he was already lifting 300 pounds with just one hand, and that was way before any kind of gene fusion. Stick with me here, because his true potential is absolutely massive. Right then, Zi Chen felt super confident about his future, knowing he had this huge, limitless power hidden deep down inside him. But it wasn't until he heard the next big news report that he finally understood what it felt like to be totally controlled by pure terror. The very next day, they tuned into the broadcast and caught an urgent emergency alert. A neighboring country had just been hit by a massive, devastating attack from mutated beasts. According to the shaky footage recorded by terrified witnesses, this brutal attack was led by swarms of giant rats. The bloody scenes flashing across the television screen were honestly just straight up horrifying. Even through the screen, it almost felt like the audience could smell the metallic stench of blood in the air. The news anchor grimly reported that after a quick investigation, authorities discovered dangerous cult members were actually the ones pulling the strings behind these mutated rat attacks. The spokesperson for that fallen nation immediately sent out a desperate SOS. They begged every other country to step up and send backup to their ruined land, so they could team up and wipe out these insane cultists. Zi Chen already knew that these so-called cults were basically twisted groups completely against humanity, formed entirely by greedy traitors looking out for their own profit. These guys were totally willing to become monsters, launching brutal, non-stop attacks against the rest of the human world. Luckily for him, he was born in a major powerhouse nation with a pretty stable environment, so he was actually able to keep growing up and leveling his skills in total peace. But watch closely here, because right as he thought that, a massive sound echoed from outside. It was so loud it completely stopped Yan Sheng and Wan Xin from their super noisy argument. Zi Chen instantly turned pale, whipping his head straight toward the window. He recognized the sound of an explosion, sprinting over and yanking the curtains wide open. Right up in the sky, Zi Chen spotted a massive swarm of fully geared government cyborg enforcers flying by. They were zooming past in an absolute panic, which made him feel super uneasy. All Zi Chen could do was really hope that nothing terrible was about to drop. The next morning, the city looked weirdly calm. Zi Chen waited for Qing Han to head off to school together like normal, but then he suddenly noticed something that was way off from the usual. That beast Fang Bai Shui had given her a while back was actually glowing. You and I both know what that means, right? Was this really a mutated beast tooth? No wonder Bai Shui gave off a completely different aura than a normal human back then. The crazy energy she had was probably leaking straight out of this weird glowing fang. The light flashing from it only lasted for a quick second anyway, so they gave up on investigating and just hurried off to their school classes. Still, the massive gathering of government cyborgs from late last night, combined with the weird glowing phenomenon from this beast fang, kept giving Zi Chen a heavy gut feeling that something terrible was about to happen. On the way to school, they bumped into a strange red-haired woman casually leaning against a pole and smoking. They ignored her at first, until she suddenly let out this creepy little giggle and said, "Wow, you two kids are seriously so adorable together. Are you guys brother and sister or what?" "We are definitely not related by blood at all. We grew up together, and we are just absolute best friends." Qing Han turned around and quickly replied, "Childhood friends? Oh man, that honestly makes me so incredibly jealous of you two. I really wish I had a cute childhood friend to grow up with too." And that is where we leave it. This strange lady just kept on rambling. "All right, stick with me here." The woman asks, "You kids are walking to school all by yourselves at this age? Where are your parents anyway?" Thonham was totally about to answer, but Thon knew something was seriously off about this woman, so he quickly pulled her away. He just used the excuse that they were going to be late for class. Once they finally reached the school and made sure that weird lady was not following them, he gave Thonham a strict warning. Never randomly answer questions from strangers like that ever again. After classes wrapped up for the day, the two of them headed back home together. On their way back, they decided to cut through a very quiet alley. The vibe was super gloomy, making Thonham understandably scared, so she quickly grabbed tightly onto his sleeve for some comfort. Thon just casually explained that this whole place was getting demolished next week. All the residents had already moved out, which was why it was so dead quiet, and absolutely nothing to be terrified of here. "Oh kids, you're finally out of school? Hey brother Thang, no need to search anymore. The two little brats are right here with me." That same red-haired woman from this morning suddenly appeared out of nowhere, still holding a half-smoked cigarette. Thon immediately stared at her with pure, heavy suspicion. After school, he literally went out of his way to bring Thonham home through this route, just to avoid their usual morning path. Now watch closely, because this woman was actually tracking them the entire time. Right behind her, a heavily built, dark-skinned guy stepped out from the shadows. This must be the guy she was just calling Brother Thang a second ago. "Hey little ones, my house has tons of delicious food. Do you want to come hang out with me?" She started trying to bait them. "You idiot, stop talking nonsense. Just knock them out directly and take them away. It is that easy." Brother Thang crushed the cigarette in his hand, then violently lunged straight toward Thon and Thonham. He tightly gripped a handkerchief in his hand, looking like it was soaked in chloroform. Brother Thang grunted that he was in a rush to sell them for cash. Clearly, these scumbags were out here kidnapping innocent kids. But I know what you're thinking. Easy targets, right? Absolutely not. These elementary schoolers are built totally different. More specifically, the young boy standing right in front. Thon did not panic or feel an ounce of fear in this dangerous situation. Instead, he confidently took a fighting stance, timed it perfectly, and threw a devastating punch straight into Brother Thang's lower body area. Just looking at the guy's agonizing facial expression is enough to tell how much that hurt. Than held nothing back, launching him flying backward through the air until his whole body violently smashed into the wall. That red-haired woman just stared at him with her eyes wide open in pure, absolute disbelief. She could never have imagined that a tiny elementary student could casually swat away a fully grown, massive adult man with his bare hands. Brother Thang was now kneeling on the ground, completely unable to stop vomiting blood. But Than wasn't even close to being done yet. He dashed forward, delivering another heavy punch to the woman, then calmly picked up a brick from the ground. There were 0 security cameras around here. To prevent any future trouble, he decided to completely wipe them out cleanly right then. Even though Than really didn't want this to happen, if these thugs blabbed about today to anyone, his ridiculously overpowered abilities for his age would be totally exposed. And then, his master plan to survive and grow even stronger in this world would vanish into thin air. However, before he could strike, the ground suddenly started shaking violently beneath their feet. Than honestly thought a massive earthquake was happening right there. But trust me, you're going to want to see this. A massive mutant rat suddenly appeared. It opened its gigantic mouth full of razor-sharp teeth, biting that red-haired woman clean in half with just one snap, before it prepared to strike again. Strap in, guys. This monster just finished devouring that body and is going straight for Than next. That horrifying thought flashes through Than's mind. He instantly turns around and books it. Meanwhile, poor Than hasn't even fully processed how utterly terrifying this massive creature really is. Just seeing its colossal size is enough to freeze her completely in place. Pure shock. Acting fast, Than sweeps her right off her feet. Then he hits top speed, sprinting like crazy to find a safe hiding spot. Right as they make a run for it, a striking blonde cyborg flies directly into the chaos from the opposite direction. She charges straight toward that absolutely massive, ugly mutant rat. Figuring that having this heavy hitter around makes things a little safer, Than carefully sets Than back down on the ground. He wants to observe the battlefield. He needs to figure out what is actually going on here. Now watch closely. This cyborg girl stops right in front of the beast, looking literally like Iron Man. She just opens her hand and fires off dozens of bombs. They lock onto the rat, triggering a massive, earth-shattering explosion that shakes the whole area. That insane firepower clearly leaves the monster in absolute agony. It lets out a ferocious shriek and starts staggering back, but it still desperately tries to fight back. Taking full advantage before the beast can recover from the blast, the Iron Man girl immediately closes the distance. She goes full melee, and after a brutal clash, she finally finishes it off. But later that night, when Than starts thinking back about the crazy afternoon battle, he suddenly realizes that her combat level really was not that high after all. First off, she had to spam tranquilizer rounds just to weaken the mutant rat's defenses. And even then, it still took her 7 whole minutes of close combat to get the kill. But let's be fair here, that giant mutant rat was a complete nightmare to deal with. Fully grown, it is over 3 meters long and boasts a biological power level equal to a normal stage 5 human. It is super lucky that he and Than managed to escape. You and I both know that with Than's current beginner level, he would have been completely crushed by that giant beast. It seems like the chaos is spreading. Even his own country is not safe from these mutant attacks anymore. Realizing this, he knows he has to train like his life depends on it. He absolutely has to speed up his leveling process. So he starts pushing his limits, doing heavy-weighted squats to build raw power. Even though the deadly threat of mutant rats is still out there, everyday life simply has to keep moving forward. Time flies, and very soon, Than and Than celebrate their 9th birthday together. After blowing out the candles, the two of them happily exchange their birthday gifts. Thanks to the Tianyan Hukan, Than managed to completely learn a new skill overnight. He successfully carved a beautiful wooden hairpin from scratch by hand, creating the perfect gift for his sweet childhood friend. Thanks so much, Tu. Then this hairpin is just way too gorgeous. I absolutely love it, Than chirped happily. Both of their parents watch from the sidelines, looking extremely pleased with the strong bond between these two kids. And just like that, they keep growing up. It basically feels like a blur. Graduating from elementary school and officially stepping right into middle school life. Trust me on this one. His new mission is becoming the middle school overlord, and just thinking about it gets him super hyped. If he can secure that dominant middle school title, then he will unlock a brand new biological trait called strong bullying the weak. During the break, to grab that title faster and massively boost his raw combat strength for the future, Tuthan tirelessly pushes through intense, high-level training every single day. Finally, just one day before the new school year begins, his overall level. Let's jump into this. Zi Chen just broke through to the third normal tier. Plus, every single one of his physical attributes just got a massive, massive upgrade. Like effortlessly lifting a 700-pound weight with just a single hand, jumping 4 meters straight up into the air, or sprinting a flat-out 100 meters in only 6 seconds. Whenever his mind wanders, Zi Chen actually starts to wonder, what level is that famous prodigy from the capital's ancient martial arts family at? Where does he stand right now? And get this, completely by coincidence. On the exact same night he broke through to the third normal tier, news about that exact capital prodigy was suddenly broadcast all over the television, stating that at 14 years old, he fully fused with giant ant genes. And now he can easily lift a 2,000-pound alloy block using just a single hand. Giant ant genes will boost your baseline physical strength by at least 4 to 8 times over. So if it is exactly a 4 times multiplier, this prodigy's actual raw base strength is really just lifting 400 pounds with a single hand. Now watch this. Zi Chen realizes he is actually way stronger than this guy. In the future, he will also undergo gene fusion and multiply his own power absolutely exponentially. This thought alone has Zi Chen incredibly hyped for what's coming. His era of completely dominating middle school has officially just begun. Since Zi Chen was literally the city's top-ranked student back in elementary school, every single principal from the absolute best middle schools in the city was fiercely fighting to recruit him. Ultimately, he accepted the exclusive invitation straight from Shanghai Middle School. On one condition, Qing Han gets to stay in his exact school and the exact same class, on his very first day arriving as a brand new student. The principal and his homeroom teacher personally came out to welcome and brief him, telling him he desperately needs to bring top honors to the school later on. After some basic, boring small talk, Zi Chen finally found a quick excuse to just walk away. The actual real reason he picked this specific school? The insanely good sports facilities here. Shanghai Middle School literally has everything a student could want. So right before classes officially start up, he and Shen Qinghan agreed to meet up for a quick game of badminton. You and I both know peace never lasts. On her very first serve, the shuttlecock gets snatched by some uninvited jerk. He smirks at them. You two freshmen? The seniors have a special event going on here right now, so we invite you to get out immediately. Then a few more guys suddenly show up, totally creeping on Qinghan with gross smiles. They laugh, saying the little sister can stay, and they will gladly take turns practicing their badminton skills with her all day long. Yeah, exactly. And if you have no idea how, we can teach you step by step. Hearing this, Qinghan is absolutely furious and completely disgusted. Even if these guys are upperclassmen, they still need to follow the school's basic rules, right? She and Zi Chen obviously got to the court way before them. Plus, the creepy way they talk? Definitely not decent, respectable guys at all. Seeing his best friend harassed by these punks, Zi Chen's voice instantly goes ice cold as he steps up. Back away from her right now. Plus, it is first come, first served around here. That is the rule. I do not need to explain that to you idiots, do I? Who made that rule? Even if the Heavenly King himself got here first today, I am absolutely taking this exact spot no matter what. The arrogant, clueless senior instantly snaps back with a massive ego. Knowing reason completely fails on idiots, Zi Chen decides it is time for physical force. But trust me, he won't even waste a punch. Instead, Zi Chen just casually tosses the shuttlecock up. Stick with me here, he leaps up, throwing absolute pure power right into his racket hand. Listen up closely. From this exact second onward, his rules are the absolute law. The strings smash against the shuttlecock with crazy force, a totally perfect, flawless strike, sending it flying forward at a completely terrifying speed. It was just a normal piece of plastic, but now, it's literally a flying bullet. That senior bully naturally raises his racket to block. But get this, Zi Chen's insane shot rips straight through the tough mesh-like paper. Plus, after completely busting through that racket, the birdie does not even slow down once. His face, along with all his little lackeys, instantly turns pale white in pure terror. Makes total sense, right? That shot was way too fast and heavy. Definitely not the power of a normal human being. You and I both know if that hit his head, it would have totally exploded. Completely terrified, they start asking themselves, is this young kid standing right in front of them actually a gene-fused superhuman? If they mess with someone like that, their lives are basically over for good. So all three of them immediately bow down, finally knowing their actual place. "We are so sorry. We understand the rules now. We will just leave right away. Please, take your time and enjoy playing." Without even waiting for Zi Chen to reply, they sprint away for their lives. And yeah, that crazy news probably spread through the school super fast. After that, absolutely nobody ever dared to bully them in middle school again. Shen Qinghan could finally relax. Whether it was playing badminton or joining other random activities, she felt completely comfortable. Honestly, middle school was a lot like their elementary days, except the whole environment was way bigger with tons of new events. Nothing really crazy happened during those couple of peaceful years. The two of them just quietly finished up their middle school classes. During lectures, Zi Chen mostly chilled out and read extra books that caught his eye. I mean, he already memorized the entire curriculum way back in elementary school anyway. At night, after his intense physical training, he learned fresh new skills off the internet. Backed by his heavenly wisdom root skill, he slowly picked up cooking like a pro, photography, driving, swimming, wild wilderness survival, and just tons of other crazy athletic skills. Watch closely, because unlocking the middle school overlord title is his real goal. Zi Chen did not just dominate every single academic subject at school, he also represented them in multiple national middle school competitions across the country. He snagged shiny gold and silver medals, along with bronze in math, physics, chemistry, and hardcore computer programming. But honestly, Zi Chen held back from taking first place in everything, because he absolutely hated standing out too much in public. A whole semester blinked by, yet surprisingly, that system title still had not lit up. Still, thanks to his crazy flawless records, Zi Chen suddenly gained a massive fan club. Love letters literally piled up in giant mountains, but he completely ignored every single one. Aside from tutoring Qinghan all the time, his own hardcore studies were the only things Zi Chen actually cared about. Right now, all his laser focus shifted straight to the upcoming school sports festival. Zi Chen figured if he totally crushed this sports meet, he would finally secure that elusive middle school overlord title. So this time, he confidently signed up for shot put, high jump, and sprinting. These three main events perfectly test raw strength, explosive jumping power, and speed, the exact skills Zi Chen trained since childhood. And trust me, if he dominates these categories, you and I are watching an absolute legend. Alright, you and I are jumping right back in. Even though he held back to avoid suspicion, grabbing first place was still way too easy. After the sports meet, Tu Thon casually bagged 3 more gold medals. Right at that exact moment, he felt an absolutely massive surge of raw power erupting from deep within his body. Just as expected, the epic middle school overlord title had been completely and successfully activated. By dominating 9 straight years of mandatory schooling, he unlocked an insane biological trait literally called the strong bully the weak. Living up to its name, this broken trait allows his core life essence to completely transcend absolutely everything else. He can basically devour the raw life force from any other living being, all to rapidly drive forward his own epic evolution. But he wrecked his brain trying to figure it out. What exactly does life essence even mean? Wait for me, little Than. After school, lost in total thought, he just wandered off ahead. Hearing Thon Ham calling out from behind him, a sudden light bulb went off inside his head. Total eureka moment. Ham, that beast tooth you were given earlier. Could I borrow it to look at for a second? She obviously didn't say no, taking it off and passing it right over. Now pay attention here. The second his fingers touched that tooth, a crazy system notification popped up. It literally said he devoured a tiny trace of life essence from the abyssal giant butterfly. The illustration progress for the abyssal giant butterfly was sitting right at 1%. Once it hits a solid 100%, he can easily evolve some major stats, or even steal the specific skills of that beast. This little thing is really an actual abyssal giant butterfly tooth? Tu Thon was completely blown away. Rushing home, he immediately hit the internet to search, since he finally had the actual name of this mutant beast. He figured he might just uncover some extra, wild, hidden facts about it online. I know what you're thinking. Easy answers? Nope. The internet had zero trace of this monster. Looks like if he wanted to figure this out, he was entirely on his own. He instantly dug through his bag. Earlier, Bok Tuyet had gifted them each a beast fang. Thon Ham always wore hers like a necklace, but he just carried his around. Grabbing it and making physical contact, the system suddenly chimed once again. He had just devoured another tiny strand of the abyssal giant butterfly life essence. bumping his whole devouring progress up to exactly 2%. That 2% was seriously just way too small. It seems the residual life force left inside animal bones is incredibly weak. If Toothan wants a full unlock, he definitely needs to find another method. The very next day after school, he and Thonham biked home together. To max out his daily workout intensity, Toothan decided to start biking to school, carrying Thonham on the back every single day. Plus, if they ever ran into that giant mutant rat or any other totally crazy beast, they could totally rely on the bike to escape to safety way faster. "Hey, student Toothan," someone suddenly yelled out loudly from behind. Turns out it was Mr. Quach, running the school martial arts team. He tracked him down after witnessing his insane performance at the sports meet. Literally the absolute best records in the entire history of Shanghai Middle School. Because of that, he wanted to personally invite him into his martial arts squad. "Your physical athletic talent completely outshines your academics by far, so I am seriously begging you to say yes to my offer. Of course, you can definitely check out the dojo first before making a choice." Mr. Quach passionately blurted out this massive, fiery speech. He talked so incredibly fast that Toothan couldn't even manage a single refusal. Before leaving, Mr. Quach said he'd wait for him in room C tomorrow. "Trust me, you're going to want to see what happens next. Stick with me here, because our main character Zi Chen just returned to his home base. His mind is completely fixated on researching this insane new survival of the fittest biological attribute he just managed to unlock. He tries smashing a few mosquitoes and cockroaches, but nope, they do not trigger the skill at all. It looks like only truly powerful mutant beasts have enough raw life essence inside them for him to actually consume and absorb. To test out this crazy theory, Zi Chen decides to hit up the local animal meat supermarket. He wants to check out the mutant beast meat section to see what they have available. So he and Qinghan hop onto their two-wheeled ride and just speed right off. Making their way to the downtown supermarket, they finally arrive. But something instantly makes Zi Chen pause. Sure, there is a ton of animal meat here, but every single piece is securely wrapped up in tight packaging, and he definitely cannot verify his wild theory unless he physically touches the raw meat himself. Just as he is wondering what to do, Zi Chen suddenly hears a vendor shouting out loud, "We are starting to cut the fresh meat right now. Come take your pick." Sure enough, there is a live processing counter right over there. The boss is super busy slicing away, so Zi Chen tells Qinghan to wait right here, while he heads over to check it out himself. The main reason he does this? He figures Qinghan might be a little grossed out by the raw meat. Plus, he needs to verify his crazy theory as fast as possible. Now watch this part closely. He completely skips the explanation, and his trembling hand finally reaches out to touch the raw meat. Instantly, he feels an intense rush of raw power flowing straight into his own body. Zi Chen was absolutely right. The mutant beast meat is packed with an unbelievably massive amount of pure life essence. A huge grin stretches from ear to ear because of this totally game-breaking, shocking new discovery. This completely creeps Qinghan out, making her hair stand up as she wonders, is Zi Chen okay? He just touched a piece of meat. Why is he acting so incredibly hyped? She nervously asks Zi Chen, "So what exactly does mutant beast meat feel like? Is it any different from totally normal animal meat?" He replies, "No real difference at all. It honestly just feels a lot fresher. Do you want to try touching it yourself?" Zi Chen offers, but Qinghan instantly shakes her head in pure panic. "All right then," he casually says. "Since we went through the trouble to come here, let's buy some mutant meat. Let's take it home and taste it." Hearing this, Qinghan lets out a massive, loud gasp. You and I know why she is freaking out, and Zi Chen completely expected her reaction. Because mutant beast meat is ridiculously expensive. Just look at this specific phantom squid type. This stuff costs a massive $998 for a single pound. And unbelievably, that is actually the absolute cheapest beast meat they sell here. "Let's just buy this one," he firmly decides. "Zi Chen, this is way too expensive. Shouldn't you ask Auntie Xin? You should probably ask her before making a huge purchase like this." Qinghan tries advising him, but Zi Chen just gently pats her head to calm her down and confidently says, "Qinghan, you seriously do not need to worry. It was actually my mom who explicitly told me to come out and buy extra meat today. She wants to prepare an absolute massive beast meat feast for both of our families to enjoy." Hearing that completely valid reason, Qinghan cannot really argue anymore, and her quiet, adorable little reaction gives Zi Chen some extra time to think things through. Because besides buying meat for his mom, there is another secret reason he came directly here. He is actually worried about the essence absorption process. Specifically, he fears absorbing the life essence might make the meat rot. Of course, this is purely just a guess, so Zi Chen has to test it out with his purchased meat first. He buys 3 pounds of phantom squid for $2,994. After he pays, the cashier cheerfully calls out to him, "Thank you. And trust me, you and I are officially hooked now. Let's dive right back in." Zi Chen's wallet is crying over this super expensive beast meat. Who knows when he'll even be able to afford a feast like this again. By the time they finish buying the meat, it's already way past 9 p.m. The streets have been super sketchy lately, so getting home early is definitely the safest bet. So they head straight back. But while biking, Zi Chen just can't wait. He needs to test out his crazy new theory right now. Without hesitating, he reaches out and taps that weird squid tentacle. Devour activated. A tiny sliver of that ghost squid's pure origin life force instantly rushes straight into his body like absolute magic. The system chimes in ghost squid diagram progress is currently at exactly 0.1%. Pedaling Qinghan home, Zi Chen's mind is racing 1,000,000 miles an hour. Absorbing 100 grams of life force only unlocked 0.1% of the diagram? That's barely a scratch on the surface. Doing the math, he needs a full 100 kilos to hit max level. At 998 yuan per kilo, we are looking at a massive 100,000 yuan bill. The ghost squid's main ability? Literally dissolving into water and vanishing without a trace. If he can actually unlock that stealth power, spending 100 grand is absolutely worth it. Plus, let's be real, this is literally the cheapest monster meat he can find. Mind made up. Next step? Find a way to make some serious cash. It's a huge sum, and asking his family is completely off the table. Then it hits him. Oh right. The whole reason he bought this stuff was to see if the meat actually spoils after its origin life force gets drained out completely. It's been a minute, so he checks. Wow, looks like absorbing the core energy doesn't ruin the physical meat at all. Total win. Amazing news. Plus, another notification pops up. Ghost squid progress just hit 3%. Suddenly Qinghan panics. "Little Chen, be careful. There's a crowd right ahead." He slams the brakes hard, skidding and barely missing 2 random pedestrians walking on the dark road. He immediately bows his head. "I am so sorry, really sorry about that." He curses himself. He was so busy daydreaming about absorbing life force, he literally stopped watching the road. Now watch closely here. Why is this random bike lane suddenly packed with people? Qinghan points nervously. "Little Chen, look over there." Her heart drops. It's Miss Strawberry, and some psycho has a literal knife pressed right against her neck. The thug screams out, "Stay back." Take one more step and she dies. The cops shout back, "You are completely surrounded. Just calm down and drop the weapon." Captain Shanshan quickly warns his guy. "Ah, Bing, do not shoot blindly. They are way too close. And this guy looks professional." He is using the girl as a human shield and constantly shifting his stance. One reckless shot and the hostage takes the bullet instead. "Ah," Bing argues back, "but if we drag this out, the hostage might get killed. Should we try using sleeping gas?" The captain instantly shuts it down. "Absolutely not. Gas takes too long and it is way too obvious. If he gets angry before passing out, he might just snap and do something totally crazy. You know what he's thinking." He quietly picks up a stone. With a quick flick, the rock zips right past the 2 distracted cops. Smash! It perfectly snipes the attacker's hand, forcing him to drop the knife. Miss Strawberry scrambles away. Shanshan spots the opening and yells, "Move in, now!" The officers tackle the guy instantly, while a female cop safely catches Miss Strawberry. Qinghan is stunned. "Little Chen, was that flying rock seriously you're doing?" He shushes her fast. "Keep quiet, let's go, we'll talk at home." But as they try sneaking off, Shanshan calls out, "Hey kid, stop right there. Did you throw that rock?" Both of them totally freeze up. He denies it instantly, but trust me, you and I know this cop is already getting super suspicious of him. Stick with me here. Why do a good deed and hide it? There's a cash reward. Those 2 words hit him like a light switch. Cash reward. He absolutely froze. Toothan sprinted right back to the old man, so fast he almost couldn't hit the brakes. Completely shameless, he looked right up and said, "I suddenly remembered something important. I was the one who threw that rock." Toothan thought to himself, "I didn't want to expose myself. But man, I really need that money right now." Thanham ran over, shouting out, "Little Than, why go back? Wait up." Officer Sun Sun told him, Come to the station for a quick statement first, then I will help you get that reward money. Right after Tu Thon and D. Thonham told their families they were heading to the police station for a statement. They parked their bikes right there in the park and locked them up, then got ready to hop in and head to the station to collect Tu Thon's very first real cash paycheck. Now pay close attention. Out of nowhere, the guy being escorted away suddenly started to mutate. The two cops panicked and yelled out, "Oh no, he is a cult heretic." He showed massive signs of mutation and was rapidly turning into a giant, horrifying rat. In the blink of an eye, the mutant rat pinned a female officer straight to the ground. Officer Sun Sun grabbed his radio and ordered, "All security personnel focus fire on the mutant rat, but make sure to protect the civilians at all costs. Call the main headquarters now. We have a giant mutant rat loose right in the Northwest River Street Park. Initial assessment says it is a heretic with Rat King genes. We absolutely cannot handle this thing alone. We need heavy reinforcements immediately." While the cops were busy fighting the mutant rat, Tu Thon quickly wrapped his arm around Miss Strawberry's waist and then grabbed Thonham next. He carried them both and accelerated, desperately escaping the chaotic scene. "Sorry to offend you both, but the most important thing right now is running for our lives. Thankfully, it didn't catch us. We need to move a little faster." You saw that coming, right? Someone flew right over their heads, making him stop in absolute shock. The newcomer unleashed a devastating downward kick straight onto the mutant rat, instantly knocking the massive beast right to the ground. He immediately realized this was a mechanical cyborg. The rat was sent flying far away by the sheer impact. This girl literally opened up her chest cavity, revealing a charging laser cannon. Fire. After that command, the energy blast shot forward so fast that the mutant rat could not even react. Its entire body was engulfed by the cannon blast. And then the mutant rat slowly disintegrated. Tu Thon watched in pure awe. That is incredibly strong. He then just casually walked his bike away. Good thing they did not blow up my bike. Otherwise, the financial damage would have been absolutely huge. Miss Strawberry let out a huge sigh of relief. Thank goodness, we are totally saved. Thonham supported her and walked away, obediently replying, "Yes, we are." Suddenly, Tu Thon noticed something. Wait. Staring at the smoking piece of ghost demon meat, his heart broke. Did the beast meat spoil already? It seems like after the life essence gets completely absorbed, the meat still ends up spoiling, just at a much slower rate. He needed to find a good excuse for why this meat was totally ruined. Looks like the only option is to put the blame on that heretic guy. Tu Thon angrily threw it on the ground. This is all that stupid heretic's fault. That cyborg's attack just now was way too powerful and completely roasted the meat to a crisp. Thonham reassured him. "It is perfectly fine, little Than. We are just lucky to be alive and safe." One by one, they all climbed into the police car. Originally, they just wanted to go home first, but at the team captain's specific request, they took the security patrol car back to the station to fully cooperate with the official report. That corpse was actually placed in the vehicle right beside them. "So what do you and I make of this?" Tu Thon thought. Who knew a heretic hit by a laser cannon would still leave behind blackened, burnt remains? The key here is that insanely stimulating taste. Exactly. The beast's fangs still had a tiny bit of life essence left earlier, which means this dead body definitely has some hidden inside too. Stick with me here, this means he can totally absorb the Rat King gene from the corpse. He wonders to himself, just how much of that boss-tier Rat King gene could a brand new cult member actually manage to swallow up and digest? Only one way to find out. Suddenly, a blinding flash of blazing red energy surges right into Tu Thon's waiting hand. He is completely stunned seeing this happen. The system pops up. You have just devoured a fraction of the giant mutated rat's pure life essence. Giant mutated rat diagram at 5%. Tu Thon is absolutely shocked it gave him that much. It looks like the freshness of the body perfectly matches how much life essence he can actually drain and use for himself. Seeing him stretch out, the cop nearby gives a warning. "Hey student, please sit tight and hold on firmly. Stop moving around so much back there." Tu Thon quickly explains, "Please do not misunderstand me, officer. I have just been sitting way too long, so I am just stretching my stiff muscles." Rookie Ah Bing seems easily fooled, but trust me, the security captain is way too smart for that. Back at the security office, the captain checks in. "I already submitted an application for your bravery award, kid. However, I need you to be completely honest with me. from such a massive distance, and in that crazy dim lighting, how could a normal high school student like you perfectly hit a rock right onto the knife hand of that crazy cult member? Thon makes up an excuse. Maybe it is just because I practice with my right arm a lot. Hearing this, the captain stares at the teenager with a highly suspicious, calculating gaze. Suddenly, the office doors are thrown wide open from outside. Thonham rushes in with someone. Little Thon, Auntie is here to take us all home now. He turns around, totally surprised. Mom, what are you doing here? We could have just walked home ourselves. Uyen Han urgently runs straight to her son, screaming his name. She pulls Thon into a tight hug. Are you all right? You absolutely scared me to death. He tries to calm her down. Mom, please do not overreact. I am perfectly fine, right? Plus, I am even getting some sweet reward money for my bravery today. Uyen Han grabs his hands firmly, giving a serious warning. Promise me that next time you face any danger, you will hide somewhere safe first. Do you hear me? Because I just want to see you grow up safely and peacefully. Than quickly comforts her. Mom, please do not worry. I promise you, I will definitely prioritize protecting myself first. Meanwhile, Sun stands awkwardly in the back, totally speechless. He has been completely invisible this entire time, walking right out of the security office. Watch closely with me as he eavesdrops on these two female cops talking. This rat god cult is getting more and more arrogant and aggressive lately. Right now, they are even infiltrating all the local colleges and universities. Their main goal is to trick normal literature students who still lack the official qualifications for proper gene fusion. The guy who got shot dead tonight was actually a literature student from Kwangnam University. He was completely brainwashed by the rat god cult. Damn it, we absolutely must drag this entire rat god cult out and arrest everyone. But that is just a temporary fix, and it will not solve the actual root problem. We still need to completely eliminate the Rat King, that fake self-proclaimed god. Than absorbs this crucial info, thinking to himself, Rat King? He immediately opens his phone to check. There is actually a massive amount of info about the rat god cult online. The rat god cult's main headquarters is directly located in Songhai City. The vast majority of their followers are just total failures in modern society. Have their illegal operations really become that much more explosive this year? Than frowns, scrolling through more news updates. But when he reads one specific article, sheer shock flashes across his eyes. Than cannot believe it, and honestly, neither can we. The Rat King is sending out his cultists to gather massive resources to evolve into a higher-tier monster. An evolution source just for him? Did this Rat King evolve actual intelligence? Come along with me, let us find out. A giant mutant rat. Seriously, why is this thing so absolutely massive? Could it actually be connected to the Rat King somehow? He sighs, pushing the thought right to the back of his mind. Whatever, they are in the south anyway. Rats, the size of cats, are basically normal here. But wait, Thonham is not chatting happily like usual. Chen turns to look at her. Yeah, why is Ham suddenly being so dead silent? Her entire body is shaking, cold sweat pouring down her face. He thinks to himself, could it actually be that kind of issue? Whenever Ham gets suddenly anxious or faces an emergency, she acts exactly like she did when she was just a little kid, completely losing control. But he always had this feeling. Her weird situation might actually be tied to some kind of crazy unknown hidden potential deep inside. Back at home, Uyen Han hears the news and totally freaks out. Wait, what happened? The meat is completely gone? Chen awkwardly smiles and explains. Things were crazy dangerous back there, so I was not paying attention. I think I just dropped it somewhere. She lets out a sigh, patting his shoulder gently. Forget about it, as long as you came back safe. If the meat is gone, then it is gone. Chen breathes a huge sigh of relief. Thank goodness he totally smoothed that over. Seeing his dad about to head out, he grabs his arm to stop him. Dad, it is way too dangerous out there. That area is absolutely not safe. His dad replies, no worries. I was born to be a tough worker. My life is super solid. Chen quickly points out, even if you find the meat, it will be completely rotten by now. His dad looks surprised. How do you know? Chen smoothly replies, I am just guessing, obviously. Meanwhile, Xuanson is still deeply struggling with one big burning question. How in the world could a simple middle schooler throw a rock with that kind of absolutely devastating, terrifying power? Watch closely. He freezes completely at the insane sight right in front of him. A massive, hulking rat is sitting right on top of the file cabinet. Xuan-sun is completely shocked. Where did this rat come from? How is it this huge? The mutant rat lands on the floor, and he instantly fires his gun at it. The next day, Tu Chen sits in class, his mind completely up in the clouds. He thinks to himself, compared to that rat man and the cyborg girl last night, I am still way too weak. Looks like I need to make money super fast to fill the progress bar and unlock a brand new phantom spirit. But just relying on scholarships from school competitions is going to be way too slow for this. Becoming a famous online genius student, and then directly selling study guides to people. You and I both know that brings too much attention. Earning money fast is great, but too flashy. He is totally overthinking this. This entire world is completely packed with gene-fused fighters and mechanically enhanced cyborgs everywhere. Studying martial arts beats academics every time. The prize money for martial arts tournaments is insanely higher than any other normal subject. It looks like it is finally time to take some real action. Once the normal class finishes up, they all move over to Gym Room C. Teacher Quach leads the class, calmly blowing on the hot water cup in his hands. Tu Chen immediately walks over to chat. Hello, Teacher Quach. He happily asks right away, Tu Chen, do you want to join? Or are you just trying to learn more about the martial arts team first? He quietly whispers back, I just want to know if joining the martial arts team will actually give me a real chance to enter the city martial arts tournaments, and is the prize money actually high? Teacher Quach confirms, of course there is a chance. Plus, the prize money is absolutely not low at all. The rewards are at least tens of thousands. Tu Chen grabs his hand and declares, Teacher, I have thought about this very carefully. Starting today, I am officially a full member of the school martial arts team. Teacher Quach beams with joy. Welcome to the team. He calls everyone to gather around, and trust me, you will want to see what happens next. Alright, stick with me, we have a brand new team member joining us today. I bet everyone already knows our guy Lin Zi Chen. Today, the absolute champion of this school's sports festival is officially joining our martial arts team. The coach tells the other members to introduce themselves first. The guys immediately crowd around Zi Chen to talk. I am Zhang Kai. You better remember my name. My name is Huang Tiangxing, and I am a 9th grader in class 3. You can just call me A Xing. Then another jumps in, I am Li Shudong from class 6. 9th grade as well. Everyone usually calls me Xiao Li, and honestly, I kinda like it. And I am Han Yis, but you can just call me Brother C. Ziken politely nods and replies, my name is Lin Zi Chen. Please take good care of me. Since Ziken has never trained in martial arts before, Coach Guo steps up first to demonstrate the basic boxing and kicking techniques for him. After finishing the demo, he carefully warns, do not underestimate these seemingly simple moves at all. They are actually pretty tough. Even Xiao Li, the fastest learner on the entire squad, took a whole week. Now watch closely, cause you and I know what happens next. Ziken instantly replicates the moves from earlier. Every single motion is sharp, clean, and decisive. The coach's exact demonstration replays in his mind as Zi Chen activates his heavenly human wisdom root. A system prompt pops up. You are practicing fist techniques, vitality stat +1, arm muscle strength, arm flexibility, and fist technique mastery all get a sweet +1. Ziken performs it again for him. Every single movement absolutely crisp and flawlessly executed. The combo flows perfectly without pause. Every spinning high kick carries an insane amount of raw power. Ziken easily masters the following moves, and the system prompt pings him once again. You are practicing kick techniques, vitality +1, and leg muscle strength increases. Leg flexibility and kick technique mastery both instantly receive a +1 boost. Coach Guo's jaw literally drops in pure shock. No way. That is absolutely impossible. He and the other students are collectively stunned. How could anyone possibly learn this stuff? Just by looking once? We both felt that shock, right? The coach can only conclude that, unless he is a 1 in a million martial arts prodigy, this makes zero sense. A long day finally ends, and our guy returns to his apartment complex to rest. Wang Xin calls out from the kitchen, Xiao Chen, hurry up and grab the bowls for dinner. Ziken excitedly runs out with the bowls. Coming. What are we eating tonight, Mom? She replies, of course, it is the phantom squid that you are always thinking about lately. He picks up the plate of squid and takes a deep breath. Smelling this aroma, wow, smells amazing. Wang Xin urges him. Stop smelling it and hurry up and taste it while it is hot. Ziken scoops a spoonful of squid into his mouth as she anxiously asks, how does it taste? He immediately flatters her. Mom, your cooking is seriously the most delicious food in the world. Wangxin rubs her son's head and gently tells him, then you need to eat a lot more. I bought 3 whole kilograms of it. Right after eating, his system suddenly updates. You have devoured a bit of origin life force from the phantom squid. Phantom squid illustration at 3.01%. Ziken is totally surprised. Wait, I can devour stuff just by eating it directly? If I knew earlier, I wouldn't have hesitated. After eating, they head to the living room for the news. The anchor reports a story about a 14-year-old genius girl who absolutely shocked the entire nation. She successfully fused with an energy core heart, becoming the youngest cyborg in all of recorded history. When her energy core activates, she can easily lift an entire off-road vehicle off the ground, weighing 2,000 kilograms, with just one single hand, and sprint 100 meters in exactly 3 seconds, and vertical jump up to 8 meters on the spot. Ziken wonders about these prodigies. So what do you and I make of this? He is definitely next. Let's dive right in. Gene fusers versus cyborgs, who's actually the strongest in the end? The news broadcast quickly shifts to the next story. Tragic update. Security Captain Ha Xuan's son was found dead in his office last night at 11 p.m. Security footage reveals the absolute nightmare. A massive mutant rat sneaked inside and brutally killed him. Our guy starts sweating. Could this be the exact same giant rat from last night? No time to waste. He needs to train much harder, gearing up for the incoming danger. So, Ziken kicks his intense training into maximum overdrive. After grinding hard, his 100-meter sprint clocks in at an insane 4.61 seconds. His vertical jump clears an unbelievable 5.51 meters. Plus, he can effortlessly lift a 1,000-kilogram weight using just a single hand. And Ziken definitely isn't slacking on his brutal martial arts training either. He's desperate to power up fast, wanting to be completely ready for the upcoming martial arts tournaments. Next morning, he hits the gym to master new martial arts techniques and keep practicing. Han tags along out of pure curiosity. Suddenly, a gorgeous senior girl walks over. Junior Zi Chen, you haven't had your breakfast yet, right? I brought you this milk, it is totally fresh. Ziken literally brushes right past her. No thanks, but I appreciate the very kind offer. Now watch this drama unfold. Zhang Kai spots the harsh rejection and seethes. Damn it. This punk already stole his hard-earned championship title during the school's major sports festival. And now this absolute jerk dares to reject a gift from his literal dream goddess. Zhang Kai aggressively blocks their path. Hey, stop right there. He calls out Ziken's attitude immediately. Do you even know what basic manners are? Even if you won't drink it, you could accept it and give it to someone else, like me. Why exactly do you have to go around hurting people's feelings like that? Ziken fires right back. Wouldn't doing that be way more disrespectful in the end? His momentum completely crumbles. Well then, you better just drink it all. Rejecting means disrespect, which is totally rude. Zhang Kai snaps back. I don't buy that. Pointing straight at him, he barks, Dare to fight me? If I happen to lose, I will never speak a single word to you again. But if I happen to win, you drink all of that milk. Suddenly, the achievement system notification board updates. In an official match, eliminate 1,000 different opponents using the most primitive biological combat methods. The final reward? The ultimate natural selection biological attribute. Total eliminations are 0 out of 1,000. He smirks at this completely free opportunity. You and I both knew this was coming. The 4th achievement quest finally drops. Ziken cheerfully accepts the challenge. All right then, let's have a real fight. The other schoolgirls overhear this spicy drama and instantly rally each other. I heard Lin Zi Chen is battling a senior in the gym right now. We have to go watch. Over at the gym, hyped students completely packed together into a massive circle. Dead center stand our 2 challengers. One of the senior girls starts cheering wildly. Junior Zi Chen, I'll be cheering you on the entire time, so teach him a harsh lesson. Another senior girl holds up her phone, trying to get the perfect camera angle. Do your best, Junior Zi Chen. I'm going to take so many gorgeous photos of you. Zhang Kai sees this ridiculous favoritism and fumes. Does absolutely everyone think I will lose? He swears he'll use this exact opportunity to brutally school this arrogant, immature genius junior. Forget the bullying backlash. Trust me, you want to see this fight. Let's dive right in. This kid's talent is growing at absolute lightning speed. The senior thinks if he doesn't strike now, he'll lose his chance to show off. But Zi Chen just sighs. Hey, I still need to go home for dinner. Can we just make this quick and get it over with? The guy smirks and agrees instantly. Fine, I'll grant your wish. Instructor Guo waves his hand to announce the rules. Remember, friendship comes first, and absolutely everything else is secondary. Let the match begin. But Zhang Kai cuts him off. Wait a second. He puts on this totally fake, arrogant act. You've only been training for a single month, but I've been at this for almost 2 whole years. So, to be totally fair, I'll let you take the first 3 strikes. Zi Chen doesn't mind at all. Okay, bet. He instantly blasts forward, leaving Zhang Kai completely frozen. Now watch this. His face turns pale white as Zi Chen throws a massive punch, sending this loudmouth flying across the room. Half his face swells up instantly as his body hits the floor hard. Instructor Guo is absolutely stunned. Wait, what? Just one single punch? Every other student's jaw practically drops to the floor. Holy crap. This is way too absurd. Did the match seriously just end exactly like that? Qinghan cheers for him with pure excitement. We won. Zi Chen actually won. The senior girls immediately start screaming. Junior Zi Chen is seriously so handsome. The second he takes this guy down, a system notification pops up. You have defeated your rival and successfully captured the hearts of the opposite sex. Mating priority acquired. Current progress for eliminating romantic rivals is now at exactly 1 out of 1,000. Zi Chen realizes this is going to be a massively long road. He still has to crush 999 more rivals, all just to unlock the natural selection survival attribute. He immediately targets the rest of the group. Hey seniors, why don't we use this chance to spar a little bit too? Hearing that, all their faces turn pale, and everyone scrambles to find a random excuse to escape. Oh, I just suddenly remembered I have extra tutoring classes after school today. My mom told me to come home early for dinner. Man, I really need a bathroom. I'll go with you. Me too. Let me come with you guys. I suddenly feel super dizzy. Here, let me help you right to the infirmary. Meanwhile, Zhang Kai struggles to his feet. I don't accept this. You little punk, you totally sneak attacked me. If you try that again, I'll absolutely beat you to a pulp. Instructor Guo quickly warns Zhang Kai. You need to accept your bitter defeat. You and I both know the truth, but the teacher wonders was Zi Chen's punch pure luck or total absolute dominance. Let's just have little Li test him out and we'll know for sure. He calls out specific names. Little Li, you're up next. The guy steps forward obediently. Please forgive me for this, junior brother. He puts up a tough front, but he actually whispers quietly. I'm begging you, please don't punch me in the face. Fast forward 10 minutes later, Zi Chen completely floors a whole crowd of seniors. Just to avoid showing off too much, Zi Chen intentionally exchanged a few basic moves with his seniors first. But aside from the progression he got after beating down Zhang Kai, the system progress did not go up at all after defeating the other guys. A series of notifications pops up. Achievement unlocked in an official match. Eliminate 1,000 different romantic rivals using the most primitive biological combat methods out there. Reward obtained is the natural selection biological attribute. Total number of eliminated rivals currently stands at 1 out of 1,000. He thinks to himself. So trying to cheat the system is useless? Do I really have to defeat direct rivals? Instructor Guo pats his shoulder, showering him with endless praise. A genius. Zi Chen, you're a literal genius. You've only been on the martial arts team for a month, yet you're already our ultimate ace player. He gets even more hyped up. Trust me, you and I are going to want to watch this. During the upcoming district tournament, our Shanghai Middle School will definitely crush the other schools and win the first place championship. Hearing that, Zi Chen finally pays real attention. Let's dive right in. Joining this martial arts tournament means battling tons of opponents face to face. And naturally, every single time he crushes an opponent in the ring, his quest progress levels up. While he's thinking, a voice shouts, Lin Zi Chen! It's Zhang Kai, that totally clueless guy. He declares, I, Zhang Kai, proudly admit defeat. From now on, even if you walk all over me, I won't say a single word. Everyone is completely speechless. Seeing the crowd sprinting away, he suddenly yells, Wait, I am not done. In this world, regular high school students either study martial arts or academics. Naturally, martial arts is the absolute top choice. Shen Qinghan has already started training with him. She chases after him, calling, Little Chen, wait up. Almost caught up. To qualify for martial arts class, she runs 3,000 meters. Then she practices combat for a solid hour to sharpen her strikes, following that up with intense crunches and push-ups, building up that core physical strength and stamina. After training, he helps Qinghan massage and soothe her completely exhausted muscles. But here is where you and I need to pay attention. He absolutely cannot slack off now. To unlock his natural selection attribute as fast as possible, he has to risk everything. 1 month later, the day of the tournament finally arrives. The city arena is absolutely packed with massive crowds. Inside the competitor lounge, Teacher Guo mumbles while nervously checking the roster. Our Shanghai Middle School got incredibly unlucky with this random draw. We drew First High, the absolute strongest team. Shudong tells everyone sadly. This year, First High has a literal beast who can sprint like crazy. 100 meters in under 9 seconds. We are definitely getting crushed out there today. Zi Chen confidently raises his hand. Coach, I want to go first. Teacher Guo double checks. Are you absolutely sure? All right, Zi Chen takes the vanguard. Stepping up, the coach grabs his megaphone and yells, Little Chen! We are counting on you. Qinghan cheers. Go Little Chen. While waiting, he casually stretches his joints. Zi Chen's massive opponent steps into the ring with heavy stomps. The huge, muscular Kui sneers. Mountain boy, I saw your pathetic stats on the official match roster. Just a middle schooler, yet standing in the 8-school alliance fighting ring. You have decent talent, but you really do not belong up here. A tiny freshman who is not even 1.7 meters tall. I will make you feel the brutal gap in power. The referee announces, match start. A Kui charges forward heavily. Seeing Zi Chen casually lean and dodge, he is stunned. What? Don't blink, because this gets wild. One palm strike sends a Kui flying backward, coughing blood. The referee shouts, Lin Zi Chen wins. Qinghan cheers with pure joy. Little Chen, you are incredible. The other classmates roar. Zi Chen is the GOAT. Dead muscles. Those bulky muscles are definitely stiff, with zero actual flexibility. Returning defeated, a Kui gets a harsh scolding. Footwork is the absolute key. How many times have I told you? Do not just blindly charge forward. You have to use proper footwork. Why will you never listen? What a rush, right? System notification. Target officially defeated. Alright, stick with me. We are jumping right into an epic system level up. Opponent defeated. Total enemies eliminated so far? Exactly 2 out of 1,000. He smirks to himself. Just as he expected, crushing rivals in highly competitive matches gives a massive, instant boost to his achievement progress bar. Over on the rival team, the coach calls out, Chen Feng, you are up next. Get in there and absolutely destroy that clueless freshman as fast as humanly possible. He nods. Got it, coach. Chen Feng immediately steps up onto the arena, cracking his knuckles. The referee shouts, match start. He charges forward, taking the initiative. A brutal spinning kick sweeps in, but Lin Zi Chen quickly ducks to dodge the strike. Then, just like before, he casually thrusts a palm strike forward. Boom! Chen Feng is blasted right off the ring, face-planting into the dirt with agonizing pain. Medical staff instantly rush over, throwing him onto a stretcher. Hurry up, get this guy to the hospital for a checkup right now. Looks like he took a serious blow to the head. Meanwhile, the audience is sitting there totally confused. What on earth is happening right now? How is that random kid from Shanghai High School getting so unbelievably lucky in every single match? Lucky again. His last opponent literally lost just by launching himself straight out of bounds. What kind of joke is this? Damn it, this tournament is definitely rigged. Give us a refund. Now pay attention here. The rival coach grabs his hair in despair. No, this isn't just luck. That middle school kid from Shanghai has actual terrifying skills. He quickly calls up the next fighter. Gao Fei, the next match is yours. Focus entirely on a solid defense. Do not attack first, and absolutely under no circumstances can you lose. Gao Fei just walks up calmly, hands in his pockets. Relax, coach. I am definitely winning this one. Gao Fei secretly analyzes the threat. Lin Zi Chen lacks raw physical strength. He is just highly agile and knows exactly how to exploit the situation. That is the only reason he can win so easily. I can sprint 100 meters in 9 seconds flat, and I have way more real combat experience than him. As long as I take this upcoming match seriously, there is literally zero chance for me to lose. The entire crowd is loudly gossiping away. Hearing you guys say all that, I am afraid that first-year student from Shanghai Middle School has absolutely zero hope left in this tournament. But hey, he is just a freshman. Once he grows up, Shanghai Middle School will easily become the #1 ranked academy around here. Hearing you say things like that, then I'm afraid the Shanghai Middle School freshman really does not have any fighting chance left in this arena. The kid is still just a freshman. Just wait until he matures, then Shanghai Middle School will definitely claim the top spot. Don't blink, here we go. The referee shouts to begin, and Gao Fei instantly leaps forward. He shoots toward him like a bullet, unleashing the water stream rock smashing fist. Lin Zi Chen dodges it effortlessly. His coach screams in pure anger, Gao Fei, what are you doing? I literally ordered you to focus purely on defense. So why are you attacking? Too bad rebellious Gao Fei refuses to listen. Playing defensively? I am a natural genius, so I fundamentally do not need a strategy like that. The real reason Lin Zi Chen let him show off was just to steal his technique. This boxing style is actually pretty interesting, so let's observe closely and copy it perfectly. Gao Fei unleashes endless strikes until he gradually burns out. But why can't I land a single hit on him? He finally stops and demands an answer. How are you dodging every single one of my attacks? This totally defies all logic. Zi Chen just stares back. Do you have any other moves left? Go ahead, use them all. Hearing this, Gao Fei goes absolutely insane with rage and throws a massive flurry of punches. You are blatantly mocking me. And that's where you and I realize the truth. Zi Chen spins, kicking his stomach with that exact same fighting style. Stick with me here. He sighs. Forget it, let's wrap this up. The entire crowd is absolutely stunned. His teammates go absolutely wild, cheering him on. Amazing job out there, Xiao Chen. He is insanely overpowered, an absolute beast, taking down 3 guys at once. Winning while barely lifting a finger? Honestly, it feels like an absolute dream. The next guy steps up and gets instantly crushed. He literally feels like this new opponent is way weaker than the last one. In no time flat, Zi Chen completely wipes the floor with all 5 fighters from Shanghai No. 1 Middle School. Over the next 2 days, he single-handedly defeats the remaining 2 schools. Solo carry. Just one single punch. That is all it takes to knock them out. He successfully leads Shanghai Middle School to grab the ultimate championship title in the 8-school tournament. The moment this tournament finally ends, Zi Chen gets a sudden system notification. Total opponents eliminated so far? 16 out of 1,000. Watch closely now. He groans, realizing he still has 984 opponents left to beat. At this crazy pace, finishing the natural selection quest might actually take him years, even though a quick clear is totally off the table. Zi Chen is totally shocked when Teacher Guo hands him the massive tournament prize pool, exactly 20,000 yuan. Adding in all the extra prize money he snagged from different academic competitions, the guy now holds on to roughly 30,000 yuan in cash. But that 30 grand? Zi Chen burns through it in the blink of an eye. Watching him eat like an absolute monster, Wan Xin gently warns him, Xiao Chen, slow down. There is plenty more. While stuffing his face, he checks his system screen to see the phantom squid diagram progress hitting exactly 33%. Zi Chen thinks to himself, devouring a massive 30 kilograms of phantom squid meat directly boosted the startup progress of the phantom squid diagram all the way up to 33%. By his 2nd year of middle school, Zi Chen successfully breaks through from the 3rd ordinary tier to the 4th ordinary tier. Huge power spike. At the same time, he can easily one-hand lift 1,090 kilograms, jump 5.65 meters straight up, and sprint a full 100 meters in just 4.49 seconds. Absolute monster stats. As time flies right by, he and Shen Qinghan officially graduate from Shanghai Middle School. Next chapter begins. You saw this coming, right? The high school entrance exam results drop super fast. He ranks dead first in the entire district for both academics and martial arts. Qinghan's academic grades are actually really solid, but her martial arts score falls short of the elite martial Dao class cutoff at Shanghai High. Staring at her results, Qinghan just bursts into tears. Why? I tried so insanely hard, but it still was not enough. Xiao Chen, are we even going to the same high school anymore? Hearing that, Zi Chen gently wipes away her tears. How am I supposed to know? But the principal of Shanghai High said he is dropping by my place. Do you want to tag along and meet him with me? Qinghan looks up with teary eyes. The principal is obviously just coming over to personally invite you right into Shanghai High's top-tier martial arts class. This literally has nothing to do with me, so why would I go? He pulls her out the door. Relax. My one and only condition for staying at Shanghai High is that I get to share a desk with you. Smooth. The principal of Shanghai High School sits in their living room, chatting with them for hours, simply expressing his desperate hope that Zi Chen will choose to continue his studies right there at Shanghai High School. Before leaving, The principal smiles. Student Zi Chen, we have pretty much covered everything here. I have said everything that needed to be said. And that is exactly where we leave it today. The principal basically says, as long as you agree to stay at Shanghai High, whatever you want, just ask me directly. He introduces Qinghan. Thank you, principal. He only had one single thought. Let's jump back in. He just really hoped Thom Thon Ham would stay in his class. The principal looked down at her and asked, You are student Thom Thon Ham, right? She immediately agreed to his request. When the new school year finally starts, both of you should come report to Sunhai High School together. They both smiled happily and replied, Thank you, principal. After locking in his high school, Tu Than entered his very last martial arts tournament for the middle school division, to absolutely nobody's surprise at all. He easily carried Sunhai Middle School all the way to secure another championship victory. One by one, every single opponent was completely crushed. With the prize money secured in hand, Tu Than decided to finally fulfill his previous goal. He estimated he only needed 20% more to unlock the Phantom Squid blueprint. If he bought enough meat with this new prize money, it would definitely be enough to finish that 80% progress on the Phantom Squid. Now pay close attention here, since he had absolutely no idea what wild, uncontrollable side effects might happen when he unlocked this blueprint. He purposely went deep into the dense forest mountains surrounding Sunhai City. He immediately started the unlocking process. No time to waste, let's get straight into it. The system suddenly flashed. You have devoured a massive amount of Phantom Squid origin life force. Then a new notification popped up. Phantom Squid blueprint is 100% complete. You have successfully unlocked the Phantom Squid blueprint and received the brand new biological attribute, water blending nature. Water blending nature trait massively boosts your overall affinity with water, allowing you to move completely freely underwater like a ghost, leaving absolutely zero trace behind. He was super curious. Why does the effect of this water blending nature seem kind of useless? While testing out swimming, Tu Than noticed his skin did not get wrinkled even after soaking for a really long time, and he could clearly feel that water resistance had dropped significantly while he was swimming. But other than this minor perk, is there seriously no other cool effect? I know what you're thinking, pretty underwhelming, right? But that makes perfect sense, since phantom squids are low-tier trash mobs, barely worth gene fusion anyway. If he wants to get way better biological attributes, he can just slowly spend money to buy them later, so sooner or later he will have everything. Or when his actual power gets stronger, he could just hunt mutant beasts and eat their meat. Like those giant mutated rats, for example. There was now less than 1 week left before the new school year. Tu Than's family and Tham Thon Ham's family had already planned for both households to travel together. Just to test out his new water-blending nature properly, he actually suggested going to the beach. Thon Ham called out as soon as she entered the water, Tu Than, the ocean is freezing. Meanwhile, Tu Than was out there swimming like a total fish. He replied, It is always like that the first time you get in. Just take it slow to get used to it, and you won't feel cold anymore. The system displayed, You are swimming, vitality +1, full body muscle strength +1, full body muscle coordination +1, water affinity +1, and swimming skill +1. You are diving, vitality +1, full body muscle strength +1, full body muscle coordination is also +1, water affinity +1, oxygen storage capacity +1, water pressure resistance +1, and diving skill +1. Panicking, Thon Ham only dared to stand near the shore, yelling, Tu Than, stop swimming by yourself and come teach me how to swim right now. Tu Than suddenly remembered at that moment, Oh right, Ham apparently still does not know how to swim, and we'll leave them right here, Tu Than, patiently teaching her. Let's dive right in. Shen Qinghan's athletic skills were always completely average, so he figured there was zero chance she could ever learn swimming. But instant face, slap right there. She literally masters the water the second she tries it. Swimming freely under the water. Xiao Chen, is swimming seriously this easy for everyone? I figured it out in seconds. She holds her breath, slowly diving deeper, and Qinghan suddenly realizes, Wait, I actually know how to dive? Popping right back to the surface, she gleefully brags to Xiao Chen, Am I not totally amazing? I always hear people complaining that ocean water makes opening your eyes practically impossible and super painful, but I feel zero discomfort out here. It actually feels incredibly cool and super refreshing. Zi Chen just rubs his chin, thoughtfully watching her swim around. Even if her natural water affinity is genuinely great, she could not possibly learn every single swimming technique instantly. This whole situation is just completely abnormal. Then it finally clicks. Wait a minute, Zi Chen suddenly remembers how she used to constantly wet the bed. Seeing her effortlessly swimming freely right now, Zi Chen starts connecting all the crazy dots. Was she constantly wetting the bed simply because she was born with an ultimate innate water affinity? That is just absolutely unbelievable. Maybe in her past life, Qing Han possessed a legendary cultivation physique right out of a fantasy novel. He gets totally hyped thinking about it. Now pay attention. They go diving next, and her wild performance under the waves shocks him even more. They have been underwater for 10 solid minutes, and keep in mind, she is a total beginner. Even heavily trained professionals cannot survive at these depths for this long without completely passing out. Qing Han flawlessly holds her breath deep underwater. Suddenly, an echoing noise reaches her ears. Where is that bizarre sound coming from? She panics and frantically swims up. What on earth was that creepy noise anyway? The second they break the surface, he looks confused and immediately asks her, "What just happened? Why did you suddenly get so incredibly tense?" She explains her terrifying experience. "I know you and I would panic too." She heard a bizarre sound echoing, so weird it was actually scary. Zi Chen turns dead serious. "What kind of sound?" She just shakes her head. "Maybe some ancient language that I do not recognize at all. I only know it sounded like a woman." The voice was incredibly clear, echoing endlessly inside my head, and only vanished when I finally reached the surface. Needing to calm her down as fast as humanly possible, he immediately escorts her straight back to their hotel. Afterward, Zi Chen searches frantically on his phone, but he absolutely cannot figure out what she was actually hearing down there. Losing sleep over this bizarre mystery, he decides to burn off energy and keep working out. System update. 1,000 weighted crunches completed. Vitality stats increased by a massive 2,000 points. Core muscle strength up by 2,000. Crunch mastery increased by 1,000. Even he is stunned. He literally leveled up a whole tier just by grinding his workout routine. Ordinary stage tier 5 unlocked. This specific power level lets humans go toe-to-toe against fully grown giant mutant rats. Looks like if he keeps up this insane training grind, ripping a mutant rat apart with his bare hands definitely will not be an impossible task. After his breakthrough, Zi Chen heads to an empty, secluded beach to test out his massively upgraded physical stats. His 100-meter dash time drops to a crazy 3.64 seconds, and his max vertical jump now easily clears an astonishing 6.98 meters. He can literally lift a 1,600-kilogram car high into the air using just one hand. Compared to his Tier 4 phase, these stat buffs are insane. Trust me, you and I are watching a monster grow. With these epic new test results, finally Zi Chen. Stick with me here, we are officially kicking off an epic new high school arc. 2 other girls immediately notice him. Wow, is that Zi Chen? He is seriously so freaking handsome. Turns out Zi Chen has cleaning duty on the exact same day as us. So lucky. Zi Chen and Ham Ham got to class early for duty, but he never expected this new girl already knew him. But the craziest part? This mundane cleaning duty actually triggered a brand new system quest. A shiny achievement notification pops up: complete 1,000 multiplayer co-op missions. The reward? A special herd animal biological attribute. His total completed quests right now stand at 1 out of 1,000. Zi Chen honestly has no clue what this herd trait actually does, but man, it builds up some serious hype. Since the new term just started and things are slow, he uses his free time to go shopping at the massive supermarket. He already unlocked 1 ghost shadow anyway, so his very next step is locking onto a brand new target. Now pay attention, because his eyes just locked onto something incredibly important here. He spots the legendary violent giant eagle. 1,998 yuan per kilo. Zi Chen evaluates it. His eyes light up. This is the one. He knows his stuff. The violent giant eagle is a mutant beast, slightly higher tier than a ghost shadow. Its eyesight is absolutely cracked, literally 30 times better than a normal human being. It is seriously overpowered, making its prey hunting ability completely off the charts. It can flawlessly catch a mutant rabbit moving so fast it leaves an afterimage. He buys it immediately, takes it to his room, and prepares to absorb the energy. Having insane vision like that can massively boost anyone's raw combat efficiency in battle. Bottom line, based on the stats, this violent eagle illustration is 100% worth unlocking. The main reason? Violent giant eagle meat is the second cheapest option, coming in at only 1,998 yuan a kilo. The exact second he touches this meat, a notification pops up. He quickly figures it out. 1 kilo of meat boosts unlock progress by exactly 1%. Let that sink in for a second. He needs over 200,000 yuan just to unlock this eagle. Looks like he really needs to grind those high school tournaments hard to make some serious cash. The prize money for high school martial arts tournaments is way bigger than middle school payouts. I absolutely have to unlock this violent giant eagle illustration before my second year starts. Summer vacation officially ends, and Zi Chen finally steps into his brand new life at Shanghai High School. On the first day of the term, the principal and his classmates start doing introductions. 4 teachers step up one by one. Hello everyone, I am Han Yuanfeng, your martial arts cultivation teacher, and also your main homeroom instructor for the year. Hello everyone, my name is Kai Yuanfei, your dedicated mechanical modification class teacher. Hello students, I am Lu Darren, the teacher in charge of gene fusion studies. And hello students, I am Cheng Pei, your instructor for the hardcore wilderness survival course. Now that the teachers have introduced themselves, please take turns standing up and introducing yourselves. One by one, they all stand up. Hello everyone. My name is Chu Yushi. My specialties are zither, chess, calligraphy, and painting. The next girl speaks up. My name is Zhang Yijia. I love anime, cosplay, and sports. The third guy awkwardly stands up. My name is Peng Huoguang. Normally when I have nothing to do, I just stay home and play games. Soon, it is finally Shen Qinghan's turn to introduce herself. Trust me, you really feel the intense pressure she is under right now. Her face turns bright red. Hello everyone, my name is Shen Qinghan. I like drawing and coloring. I hope we can all take care of each other. Stick with me here, because Zi Chen's self-introduction, probably the shortest in the entire class, hands down. He keeps it super brief. Hello everyone, my name is Lin Zi Chen. Please take care of me. And just like that, time flies by incredibly fast. Right after everyone finishes their introductions, the dismissal bell finally rings out. A classmate walks right up to Qinghan. What score did you get on the high school entrance exam? She turns to look at her new friend. Qinghan answers honestly, I got 709. And Xushin, what did you get? The girl looks amazed. Wow, you actually scored 10 points higher than me. I only got 698 points total. So tell me, what was your score for the physical fitness test? I did so badly. I only got 95 points, which is absolutely terrible. Hearing that, Qinghan completely panics inside. The physical test is out of 100 points. Getting a 95 means she is basically an absolute genius among geniuses here. She replies awkwardly, I didn't do as well as you. How could Qinghan admit she only scored 79 points on her physical exam? That is a full 11 points below the standard requirement for this elite class. She absolutely cannot say that score out loud. But Xushin just gets way more curious. So what was your score? 94 or 93 points? She lowers her head completely and replies, even lower than that. Xushin desperately wants to know if it is 92, 91, or maybe exactly 90 points. Now watch this smooth move. Zi Chen steps up, slamming his hand down, completely cutting them off. He totally changes the subject. Can I add your WeChat? Xushin immediately blushes bright red. Oh, add WeChat? Okay, let me scan your code right now. Her heart skips a beat. Is this handsome guy actually taking the initiative to add my WeChat? What kind of crazy fairy tale luck do I have today? Seeing this, Qinghan finally calms down. Thank goodness Zi Chen came over to rescue her. If she kept getting questioned like that, she honestly wouldn't know how to answer. It was just way too embarrassing. He casually scans another guy to avoid misunderstandings. You, let's add each other on WeChat too. Yu holds out his QR code. Just scan me. After adding everyone, Zi Chen creates a 4-person WeChat group. But then, a total surprise happens. He actually just managed to complete another multiplayer co-op mission. System notification update. You have successfully created a 4-person chat group, meeting all the criteria for a multiplayer co-op mission. Total completed missions is now 2 out of 1,000. You and I both know this system is rigged. Completing this task literally just required moving his fingers. After creating the 4-person group, they all start getting to know each other better. Yu comes from the neighboring Nanguan city. His ancestors ran martial arts dojos for generations. He is basically the young master of a martial arts family. Yu also won 8th place at the Nanguan Youth Martial Arts Tournament, pretty much bringing massive honor to his ancestors. Meanwhile, Li Chuxin's family owns a clothing brand with multiple branch stores all across the district. She is a literal little rich girl in reality. Zi Chen and Shen Qinghan also introduce their own backgrounds to the rest of the group. In no time at all, the four of them become a close squad, talking about absolutely anything. During one of their chat sessions, He Yu suddenly asks, "Guess who the strongest person in our class is? You guys definitely won't be able to figure it out." Just as they were about to wrap up talking, He Yu brings up this really interesting topic. Chu Xin chimes in right away. "I'm guessing Zi Chen is the best. He scored the absolute highest on the high school entrance exam for our district." He Yu is totally shocked hearing about Zi Chen's actual power. "Holy crap, Zi Chen, you're actually that insanely overpowered?" That's where we leave it, but He Yu hints a top scorer is far from enough. Alright, stick with me here, you are not going to believe the absolute monsters hiding in this class. The principal literally spent a massive fortune just to recruit these two heavyweights all the way from South Guan City. The guy sitting by the window in the third row on the left? That is Wang Shuji. He is the absolute genius who scored the highest points in the entire South Guan City high school entrance exam. Plus, his 100-meter dash record is an insane 7.98 seconds. Then there is the massive dude named Lu Gang sitting back right. This guy was basically born with godlike physical strength. He can easily lift a 300-kilogram weight with just one hand. Brother Han is stunned, realizing they are actually super strong. Chu Xin finds this unbelievable. "You and I are thinking the same thing, is this actually real?" Hearing this, Zi Chen just lets out a sigh of relief. Finally, he feels a lot more at ease. 100 meters in 7.98 seconds, and lifting 300 kilos. Both of those records are literally just his elementary school stats. Before long, the loud school bell rings again, and the next event is handing out textbooks. Martial arts requires training. Gene fusion requires training. Mechanical modification also requires lots of intense training. Wilderness survival needs training too. There are 4 books perfectly matching their 4 main core courses. Since Zi Chen had already taught himself all 4 of these books when he was a kid, he just finds a quiet, empty spot to secretly train his skills during his free time. After all, the deadly threat from the Mouse God cult is definitely still looming out there. The police have only just caught the low-level heretics, but there is absolutely zero trace of the elusive Rat King. Because of this, Zi Chen has to push his absolute limits to break past the 6th tier, so that if he ever runs into those mutated rats, he can actually fight them head-on. Their very first practical training session in the afternoon is actually the hardcore wilderness survival class. Cheng Pei asks the group, "Does anybody know how to start a fire just by rubbing 2 wooden sticks together?" He Yu instantly replies, "This kind of primitive skill is basically never ever used in our normal daily lives. So who would even have the extra time to learn it?" But when he sees those 2 famous guys get to work and their wood actually starts smoking, he is absolutely shocked. "Can you believe this?" Cheng Pei is stunned. "What is happening? How are you 2 so insanely skilled at this? You can seriously create real fire just by rubbing 2 random pieces of wood together?" Both reply one after another, "Teacher, back in middle school, I actually took a special extracurricular summer class just to learn this exact survival subject. And I just taught myself online back when I was in elementary school." After those 2 hotshots from South Guan City completely finish up, the rest of the class starts scrambling to practice on their own. Not long after, Zi Chen also ends up teaching the Star Dawn team members how to make fire by grinding the wood together. When Yuan Feng's class rolls around, he plans to teach them, "Today I am going to teach you a special breathing cultivation method." After that, the martial arts class basically turns into a massive party, just for those 2 South Guan City guys to totally show off. Those 2 guys finish their practice immediately. "Teacher, we have already mastered it." Even though it looks a bit ridiculous, those 2 actually managed to pull it off perfectly. Even though Zi Chen already knows all this stuff, keeping an insanely low profile is just his usual habit anyway. In the blink of an eye, over a month passes. Teacher Yuan Fei comes in to announce to the class, "It has been over a month since the school year started, and it is finally time to officially test your hard-earned academic results." He explains the rules. "For this exam, I have set up some reward tiers. First place gets exactly 888 yuan in pure cash. Second place gets 666 yuan in cash, and third place takes home 333 yuan in cash." Hearing this, Zi Chen instantly perks up. "Wait, there is actually a reward? And the absolute top spot gets 888 yuan? That cash prize is honestly super generous. That buys half a kilo of violent condor meat. Trust me, you will definitely want to see this play out. Alright, stick with me here. Everyone is suddenly super motivated as this intense 1-hour test finally wraps up. Teacher Duknan walks in, carrying the graded exams. It has been over a month since school started. And now, it is finally time to see everyone's actual academic results. Coincidentally, the genetic fusion teacher, Lu Duknan, also set up an exam. Even the rewards for top scores are exactly the same. Havur collapses on his desk, totally exhausted. Thank goodness it is finally over. The other classmates start complaining loudly about the exam. This sucks. Why was that test seriously so insanely difficult? They actually asked us to calculate the exact energy wavelength of a laser cannon. Who even remembers that stuff? And why would we? Another girl chimes in, exactly. That test was pure torture. Someone else brings up another crazy question, saying that the final problem made absolutely zero sense. What was all that nonsense about the relationship between anti-airflow gear and atmospheric pressure? And then they actually demanded that we calculate those specific values completely separately? So freaking annoying. With all those decimals, how could anyone actually solve it? Another girl sighs in disappointment. I was really aiming for a 90, but honestly, I will be thrilled if I just scrape by with a 60 today. Right when everyone is crying over how brutal those questions were, but pay attention closely, those two arrogant Namquan City guys start showing off. Thork Kiert casually tests his rival. That exam was actually pretty tough. How did you do? Luke Kung shrugs it off. I think I will probably just get a 95. He continues. I only really struggled with the final question at the very end. How about you? Same here. I had no clue how to solve that last problem, so I am guessing I will hit around 95 as well. Hearing this, Havor gets totally irritated. Oh my god, bragging again? Would it kill them to stay quiet? I seriously want to punch them right in the face. Teacher Duknun stands at the front with the papers. All right, class, the mechanical improvement test scores are officially out. Quachdierm gets 52 points. Thumb Thun Hum, 61 points. She turns around and whispers to Tail Thun, I actually passed. Tu Thun replies softly, hard work pays off, you deserve it. The teacher calls out Havur, 88 points. Several classmates immediately turn around in awe, saying, Havur, you are seriously amazing for that. Duknyan adds a quick compliment. Great job on the test. I have high hopes for you. Havur acts super humble. Just pure luck, honestly. It happened to cover exactly what I studied. Hey team, just wait until I get that 333 yuan prize money for securing third place. I am definitely treating all of you to a really delicious meal. The teacher then calls Luk Kung, 95 points. Vung Tok Git, 95 points. You two are truly impressive. You were only one question away from getting a perfect score. Thurkiert speaks up, Teacher, that final question required heavy calculations. If I just had 10 more minutes, I would have definitely solved it. Luke Kung, highly competitive, chimes in, same for me. Duk Nyan encourages both of them. I believe you both have that capability. Outshined again, Havur darkens his face as he curses. Damn it, those two are showing off all over again. But no matter what happens, that sweet third place spot is still totally mine. You saw this coming, right? The teacher's next words instantly shatter his dream. This test was extremely difficult, but believe it or not, someone actually shocked us. We have one student in our class who achieved a perfect score. Lam Tu Thun, 100 points. Those two arrogant show-offs freeze like they got struck by lightning. 100 points? He actually got a flawless score. What kind of monster is he? This is ridiculous, absolutely beyond unbelievable. Havur turns in pure shock, staring at the guy sitting next to him. Even the top two geniuses of Namquan City were completely crushed today. And that is where we leave it. Lam Tu Thun is insanely overpowered, stealing third place entirely. Havur swears he will never slack off again. Alright, jump in with me, flags secured, and the girls rush to celebrate him. Zekin is looking legendary, aura absolutely glowing. But honestly, he only cares about one thing. Oh yeah, Teacher Kai, when exactly are you handing out that 888 yuan first place cash prize? The teacher totally reassures him. Do not worry, I will stuff the cash right into red envelopes and drop it in the class chat. But deep down, he is super curious. Does this kid actually care about money? Is he really that broke? Just over an hour later, The epic gene fusion test results are finally officially announced. Yuan Fei drops the test papers. Listen up, everyone. The ultimate gene fusion scores are finally out in the open. He reads every single name loud. The so-called Nangguan twin heroes Lu Gang grabs 81 points, while Wang Shuji scores 83. For an insanely tough test where almost everyone failed, barely scraping by with an excellent grade is already a massive flex for them. But it is super obvious they simply cannot hide their smug satisfaction with this crazy good result. Meanwhile, Shen Qinghan completely locked in 78 points, easily cruising her way straight into the top 5 student rankings. As for Zikin, he nails a flawless perfect score again and bags that sweet prize money. Watch closely here, those top-tier wannabes are absolutely stunned. He, Yu, Shuji, and Lu Gang just took a massive hit to their egos. The two guys shoot their hands up, loudly voicing their salty doubts. This test was insanely difficult, so how could he possibly get a perfect maximum score? I seriously feel like he might have completely known all the answers beforehand. The teacher shuts them down. Impossible. That is absolutely impossible. Every single answer on this exact paper was entirely thought up by him. You literally cannot find these solutions online, meaning there is zero way he cheated. Their jaws completely drop to the floor. Huh? What is this? Yu sees this and acts totally smug. This is seriously cracking me up. If you lack the skill, just admit defeat. Do not pathetically accuse a real genius of cheating. You guys are absolutely embarrassing all of us Nangguan students. Chu Xin laughs loudly, backing her up. Exactly. Wang Shuji is just an uncultured loser, always starting toxic drama. Anyway, the short lunch break flashes by. Class 1 of Grade 1 is facing a brutal wilderness survival field test this afternoon. Cheng Pei stands before the class announcing, the prize for this intense survival trial is the same as the normal subjects. First place scores 888 yuan in cash. Second gets 666 yuan. And third walks away with 333 cold hard cash. The trial features hardcore events, epic rock climbing, scaling trees, wild swimming, and crafting fire from bare wood. You and I both know a sore loser. Shuji whispers to Lu Gang since we utterly failed to beat him in the theory test this morning. Then, this afternoon during survival training and martial arts, we absolutely have to completely crush him and get our dignity back. He is just so insanely bitter. You really do not need to say any more. I will definitely destroy him and avenge our past humiliation. But of course, Zikin does not give them a single ounce of his attention. Pretty soon, the brutal physical test officially begins. First up on the menu is scaling huge trees and massive rocks. Their scores are entirely based on raw climbing speed. He leaves those two haters absolutely eating his dust. Lin Zi Chen easily secures first place in the rock climbing event. Exactly as everyone predicted, the Nangguan twin heroes are completely left in the dirt. Even losing the tree climbing round, they just feel pure, crushing despair. No freaking way? This guy Lin Zi Chen is being way too exaggerated right now. I pushed myself to my absolute limits here. Damn it, I cannot even catch a tiny glimpse of his shadow. Once again, Lin Zi Chen claims first place in the tree climbing competition. So what do we make of this? Zikin only cares about watching Shen Qinghan, who honestly has not even started climbing yet. Stick with me here, it is honestly no surprise he finished in dead last. But it is no big deal at all. Time for the swimming event. Tham Thon Ham will definitely regain his confidence during this next fire-making stage. To snatch up that reward, he has to keep battling the legendary Nam Quan duo. Those two furiously spin the wooden drills in their hands to make fire. They are secretly panicking, wondering why Lam Tu Than is insanely fast at everything. His hand speed right now is absolutely heaven-defying. Wait, I clearly remember he was never this ridiculously quick in the fire-making class. Lam Tu then successfully sparks a flame. Final time? Just 58 seconds. Swimming is going to be the absolute final test today. Tham Thon Ham completely crushes the Nam Quan duo as well, dealing a massive blow to their inflated egos. We both saw this coming. Losing to Thon Hum leaves them completely shocked. Impossible. Lam Tu. Then being a speed demon makes total sense. But why did Tham Thon Ham suddenly erupt with so much raw power? Unbelievable. They think the stress is giving them wild hallucinations. After that wilderness survival test, Vuong Thu Kiet and Luke Kwong go completely dead silent for a very long time. But hey, at least they get a peaceful afternoon. Back in Vian Fong's intense class, he tells the room, "You have trained in martial arts for a month, so today we test your actual combat results. Everyone steps into the arena to spar. Epic prizes await the top 3 fighters. Give it your absolute all, understand? This afternoon martial arts session completely reignites their fading hope. Those two are burning with energy. Who honestly cares about a boring written exam or basic wilderness survival skills anyway? I know what you are thinking. In martial arts, pure physical strength and combat technique mean absolutely everything. Without real fighting power, every single other academic achievement is completely, utterly useless. Through intense sparring, I absolutely must reclaim that stolen first-place title today. Right before the brutal sparring begins, Ham Vianfong sets up a brutal physical fitness test for everyone as a quick warm-up. Before kicking things off, he breaks down the rules of this grueling warm-up. 3 stats will be measured: a 100-meter sprint speed, the maximum one-handed barbell weight, and a standing vertical jump test. When it starts, Lam Tu Thon sprints 100 meters in 7.78 seconds. He casually lifts a 330-kilogram barbell one-handed, jumping 2.18 meters. All 3 of his stats rank first. To avoid looking too overpowered, Tu Than holds back a ton of his strength, so his numbers are only slightly better than what Vuong Thu Kiet and Lu Kuang pull off. But even that completely stuns them. Running 100 meters faster than us? Yet his high school graduation results were only ranked top of the entire district? This is entirely unscientific. His raw strength is literally greater than mine. Lam Tu Than does not even look sturdy. Was his body undeveloped during the entrance exams? Before starting, the 2 guys hype each other up. Thu Kiet aggressively pats his second-place brother on the shoulder. Lu Kuang, do not panic. Here is what stays with me. Failing the physical is fine, because real combat demands actual technique. We absolutely still have a chance. Stick with me here. You are about to see why failing a fitness test is not the end. He boasts that their martial arts techniques completely outclass everyone else in their entire peer group, so they still have a solid chance to bounce back after the physical exam. Everyone heads over to the main arena to start the actual sparring matches. Inside the gym's combat zone, Zichen thinks to himself, to clear this natural selection achievement as fast as possible, he needs to take the absolute lead and dominate the ring. But his physical test scores were just way too freakishly high. So literally nobody dares to step up. Even that famous Namguang twin hero duo holds back. They decide to just stand by and watch the situation first. But stalling like this is absolutely going to make the instructor lose his patience. Yuan Feng points right at a student. Lei Wei, go spar with Zichen now. The poor guy steps onto the fighting stage looking completely drained of any confidence. To save time, Zichen decides to finish this instantly. One quick, brutally fast punch is all it takes to send his opponent flying. He wants to drag the entire class up before the bell even rings, so he speeds up, taking down 10 people back to back. Even against the female students, Zichen does not hold back one bit. Wang Shuji goes totally pale. You seeing this absolute madness too? Is Lin Zi Chen really hiding this kind of insane strength? Lu Gang seriously starts doubting everything. He suspects this guy did not even use his full power during the physical fitness exam. Time to find a different target. He Yu finally steps into the ring and calls out Lu Gang. He challenges him directly. I am completely warmed up now, and my body is in absolute peak condition. Do you dare fight me? Lu Gang accepts immediately and vaults right up onto the stage. Half a minute, that is all I need to knock you out cold. He is secretly confident. If he did not fight this guy, he would have had to face Zichen instead. Beating Lin Zi Chen is impossible, but there is no way he can lose to this extra, right? He Yu wastes 0 time and charges straight ahead. Bring it. Facing He Yu's furious storm of attacks, Lu Gang holds a very solid defense. Moments later, he firmly grabs his ankle. Lu Gang grips it with both hands, lifting him up and spinning him in a full circle. Finally, He Yu gets thrown right off the arena. His body slams violently onto the hard stone floor below. Super dizzy from that wild spin, He Yu ends up puking his guts out. Lu Gang calls out, He Yu! Out of everyone I have ever fought, your physical endurance is easily the strongest. In pure stamina, I will gladly call you the best in class. Too bad my technique is still one massive level above yours. Now it is Zichen's turn to step up. Come on, let's have a match. He knows exactly what you and I are thinking. If he doesn't step up now, nobody else will ever dare. Lu Gang smirks coldly. Bring it on then, who is afraid of who? Clenching his fists tight, Lu Gang fiercely charges forward. Eat this attack. While he speeds up to close the gap, Zichen stands perfectly calm, back completely straight. He just casually leans to dodge. Lu Gang stumbles forward, completely losing his balance while cursing heavily in his mind. Damn it, he is fast. Standing behind him, Zichen delivers a punch that sends Lu Gang flying out. The other students immediately start provoking someone else. Wang Shuji, your best bro Lu Gang just got completely humiliated. Why are you not stepping up for revenge? That is right. The glory of Namguang City's top students really needs you to protect it. Wang Shuji, don't be a coward. Get up there. Unable to ignore them, he jumps right onto the arena. What are you all screaming about? I was obviously about to go up anyway. Shut your mouths right now. Facing an absolute anomaly like Zichen, Shuji calms himself down. Whatever happens, happens. He swears he will definitely find some way to take this monster down. He charges like a desperate gambler. And trust me, you'll want to see this finish. Alright, stick with me. Watch Zi Chen grab this guy's fist midair, spin around, and deliver a brutal kick straight into Shuji. He gets completely launched across the arena floor, looking just as pathetic as all the others. Then Zi Chen just casually drops the rest of the guys in his class one by one. And get this, he only uses one hand. His classmates keep hitting the deck after just a few short minutes. But here's the catch with his natural selection system quest. Beating the same opponent only counts once, no matter how many times he absolutely wrecks them. Which means for his next targets, Zi Chen has absolutely no choice but to spar with the girls. You'd think they would be terrified, right? But looking at these girls blushing hard at him, he instantly realizes something is definitely off. Are they actually going to spar with him? Yu Shi is the very first to volunteer. Hey Zi Chen, I want to challenge you right now. She hops eagerly into the ring. The second Yu Shi charges in, he basically teleports right behind her and gives her back a light tap. Yu Shi is stunned. He is incredibly fast. She hits the ground striking a pose, complaining that she was this close to actually getting a hug from him. Then, surprisingly enough, all the other girls happily step up to challenge him too. Naturally, Zi Chen holds way back when fighting the girls, mostly because he just wants to speedrun this entire quest as fast as possible. Pretty soon, he clears all the girls, but his progress bar is still miles away from finishing the system quest. He's feeling pretty disappointed about it, until Teacher Han Yuanfeng suddenly drops some really unexpectedly good news. Teacher Han announces to the class, everyone's performance today was completely solid. Moving forward, the top rankers need to learn how to punch above their weight. In exactly 1 month, our class is challenging the strongest normal class in the entire second year. So all of you better start preparing right now. Our main goal is completely crushing that second-year class and taking their top spot. Hearing this, Zi Chen is absolutely thrilled inside. He was literally just stressing over not having enough matches to quickly grind out his natural selection system quest progress bar. Now, pay attention, because you and I both know this tournament is the exact perfect timing he needed. Class ends, and everyone finally dismisses. Before walking past him, Lu Gang stops and specifically mentions, I was actually super worried that after transferring here to Shanghai High School, I wouldn't find any real opponents anymore. But it clearly looks like I completely underestimated this Shanghai High School. From now on, you are officially my rival for the next 3 years of high school. Meanwhile, over here, Zi Chen is totally deep in thought, figuring out that with Han Yuanfeng's new schedule, completing the entire natural selection quest within 1 single year actually isn't impossible at all. Shuji also steps up and declares, Lin Zi Chen, losing to you today definitely doesn't mean I will lose later. Before graduation, I will absolutely wash away this humiliation. He literally has no idea that Zi Chen isn't even listening, thinking entirely about his cash. Plus, get this. He finished his system task and even scored a solid cash bonus on top. So good. Doing some quick math, he made well over 3,000 just today. You saw that too, right? He casually ignores their angry rival speeches, leaving them furious, thinking he is mocking them. Such insane arrogance. Meanwhile, he's just thinking, with all this sweet cash, I can finally go buy some premium beast meat. Absolutely amazing. Night finally falls, and heavy darkness covers the entire bustling city. Even though Zi Chen scored a really nice little cash bonus today, it is still way too far from the money he needs to buy beast meat and unlock his mysterious diagram. So, simply to make even more money, Zi Chen decides to open a web novel account and actually starts his brand new writing career. He instantly gets lucky when a message pops up. Hello there. So what do you and I make of this? An editor loves his web novel and wants to offer a contract. Stick with me here. He just woke up, and boom, an official serialization contract waiting for him right on the novel platform. But right after logging in to sign the digital paperwork, a massive breaking news headline from today immediately caught Zi Chen's absolute full attention. Just exactly 2 short hours ago, a giant mutated rat violently ambushed a suburban cold storage warehouse packed full of valuable mutant beast meat. This absolute monster was over 5 meters long, and it literally bit a fully armored cyborg security guard completely in half. In his final moments, the cyborg instantly triggered a hidden backup power core, choosing self-destruction just to take the enemy down. The resulting massive explosion blew the giant mutant rat away, killing it instantly. This got him thinking just how many of these massive, terrifying mutated rats are secretly lurking around the shadows of Shanghai City. Plus, these mutant beast rats are so incredibly gigantic in size, where in the world could they possibly hide? Completely undetected right up here on the surface? Fast forward to the next day at Shanghai Middle School Gymnasium. Today, their elite class is having a sparring match against the normal second-year class, and Yongfeng is busy strategizing with some of his absolute top-tier students. In a straight one-on-one duel setup, their opponent's peak combat power doesn't quite match up to our class, but when it comes to overall team strength, they definitely have the upper hand over us. Watch closely here. The other team is absolutely going to use their numbers advantage, focus heavily on defense, and drag this out. Then, they'll use an attrition strategy, cycling fighters just to completely exhaust you. So once you step into that arena, you need to strike hard and win fast. Understood? The 4 students locked in, yelling that they understood. Meanwhile, the rest of their classmates took their seats over in the audience area. Zi Chen sprinted straight to the floor first. Teacher Han, let me take the first match. The real reason he rushed up so early? He didn't want to miss fighting a single opponent. He needed to unlock his natural selection system achievement. Defeating as many opponents as possible was mandatory, so getting on stage early was the perfect plan. But the kid facing him instantly complained. Teacher, wait. This guy is their absolute strongest fighter, and I'm the weakest in my class. How am I supposed to even survive against him? The rival teacher immediately chimed in. Brother Feng, the sparring rules clearly state that the weakest students are supposed to enter the ring first. You and I both saw that coming, right? Why send your best student out first? That breaks the rules. Yongfeng had to comply, telling Zi Chen to hurry and step down. You can fight later, so let the weaker classmates in our group take the stage first. His master plan was completely ruined right then and there. Zi Chen dejectedly walked back down, muttering okay. Yongfeng then pointed straight at Van Dong. You go first. She panicked immediately. But teacher, I am totally not ready for this yet. Than Hem bravely stepped forward instead. Teacher Han, my combat power is literally the lowest, so please let me go first. But facing the opponent in the ring, her nerves finally kicked in. What do I do now? So stressful. From the stands, her classmates cheered wildly. Come on, Ham Ham. Beat him up, Ham Ham. The pressure on her was absolutely immense. This only made her panic more. Before she could even brace herself, her opponent charged right in. She desperately threw her hands up, blocking a raining storm of heavy punches. Than Ham gritted her teeth, enduring. I might not win this match, but I can give it everything I have to hold out as long as possible, draining his stamina away. 3 tense minutes later, the opponent was visibly exhausted. He thought she was crazy stubborn. If this kept going, his stamina would hit rock bottom. He had to end it fast. Trust me, you'll want to see what happens next. Alright, stick with me here. This senior delivers a massive finishing blow, punching her clean out. Than Ham crashes heavily onto the solid floor. Totally embarrassed, she scrambles up and runs back to her team. But teacher Vian Fong doesn't scold her at all, he actually praises her effort. Than Ham, you actually fought really well. You smartly used your defense to completely drain your opponent's stamina. Very clever strategy. Toothon is also super proud of her, not bad. Going against a senior who trained for over a year, and you lasted more than 3 minutes. That is some serious progress. Another classmate jumps into the ring and instantly charges at the senior. The senior's stamina is almost gone. It is the perfect chance to take her down. She aims a high kick right at her face, but the senior dodges, winding up a punch. Unsurprisingly, the rookie catches a brutal punch straight to the face. Pinned hard to the ground, she screams out in panic, "It hurts! Let me go! I surrender!" After teaching this loudmouth a lesson, the senior stands and warns her, rushing in to attack with zero defense? Are you underestimating the regular class right now? Sure, I lack your natural talent, but I have a whole extra year of hard training, so you better go practice for another full year before trying to fight me again. Now watch closely. So Tam steps right up. She wants payback for her friend. Ham, let me avenge you. Watch me crush this senior. So Tam enters and instantly wrecks her. The senior gets blasted backwards, crashing hard into the dirt. Than Ham cheers wildly. So Tam, you are so amazing. Tu Than pats her head gently. You are pretty awesome too. If you hadn't drained all of that senior's stamina earlier, there is no way, so Tam could have won her match that easily. 2 hours pass. The rival teacher smirks. Brother Fong, your class only has 4 fighters left. Looks like my team is definitely winning that free meal bet today. Vian Fong is still super confident with unplayed trump cards. Way too early to celebrate, just wait and see. He thinks to himself, Lam Tu Than, Vuong Thu Kiet, Lu Kwang, and wildcard Ha Vu. You and I both know the real showdown is just getting started right now. He points right at Ha Vu. Next, it is your turn. He leaps right into the ring. Present. Ha Vu instantly starts intimidating his new opponent. My fists are seriously itching for a fight. Senior, are you ready to catch my heavy punches? The senior just glares sideways at him with absolute pure disgust. Listen here, little buddy. Could you stop acting like a cringy middle schooler? Ha Vu kicks him straight in the face. Acting tough with your daddy? Get lost. One cocky sentence, and the senior gets blasted down. Ha Vu stands tall, laughing out loud. No way. You're at this weak level and still dare to call other people stupid? What a complete loser. Another angry senior steps into the ring. This guy approaches coldly. Listen, brat, you are acting way too arrogant. Ha Vu looks completely tiny, standing in front of this musclehead. He swings a massive punch. Let me show you real intensity. Ha Vu easily ducks. Hitting nothing but air, he gasps in pure shock. What? So incredibly fast. He actually dodged my strike? Ha Vu flips and kicks his face point blank. Boom. This senior is instantly taken down in just one move. The classroom girls are screaming. Ha Vu is amazing. Keep going. Beat them all. Absolutely crush them. After that, Ha Vu just starts bulldozing multiple opponents, throwing powerful, decisive fists without holding back. Trust me, Ha Vu just carried his whole class to an epic victory. Stick with me here. Ha Vu is exhausted but still talking absolute trash. Next, I can totally smash 10 more of you losers. Sure, he wants to keep fighting, but taking down 5 guys back to back? It definitely took a heavy toll on him. When the 6th opponent finally steps up, our guy goes down hard. At this point, Class 1 only has 3 students left standing, while Class 6 still has 13. Teacher Vian Fong tags in his next fighter. Vuong Thu Kiet, you're up. He leaps into the arena, totally ready to strike. Present. Thu Kiet absolutely steamrolls through 10 straight opponents. But by the 11th match, Thu Kiet finally loses, completely out of gas. Next up is Lu Kwang. In less than 10 minutes, he quickly takes down their remaining 2 heavy hitters. Vian Fong totally gloats to the rival teacher. Your class only has 1 guy left. Might as well just surrender now. The rival smugly fires back. No need for that. Vuong Kim Ha, get up there and show off. A massive, heavily built guy steps right onto the stage. Present. Lu Kwang gets cocky right away. What is this? Just some big fat dude. He charges in without hesitating. I'm still going to crush you. His fist sinks deeply straight into the guy's stomach. Lu Kwang is stunned. It feels like punching cotton. He unleashes a wild flurry of strikes. Again. Watch closely now. Lu Kwang realizes he messed up bad. No good. The fat armor is way too thick. I literally can't even make this monster budge. Kim Ha just yawns. Are you done hitting me? Because it's my turn. Grabbed tightly by the throat, Lu Kwang tries to break free, but it's impossible. I'm suffocating. The raw physical strength of this beast is absolutely off the charts. He casually tosses the fighter across the floor. Vian Fong stares at his rival, shocked. Wait a minute, I definitely don't remember any student being this insanely strong in your class. The teacher finally reveals his trap. Oh, so sorry. He actually transferred here this semester, so it makes sense you forgot him. Looks like you're totally losing today. Don't forget our bet. The loser has to buy the entire winning class a massive meal. I know what you're thinking. Poor Vian Fong. Kim Ha was his hidden trump card. Even if Lam Tuthan is incredibly strong, He can't possibly defeat this absolute freak. I got played. He tricked me. Now he can only put all his remaining hope in Thon. You're up, kid. Treat this as a good spar. You'll gain some really valuable experience. Don't worry about winning. But Thon smiles, radiating confidence. Relax, teacher. I'm going to win. Kim Ha stares blankly, judging Thon's skinny frame. Wait, this twig is their absolute best fighter? Honestly, he looks way too frail. The giant mocks him. Listen, Junior, I don't enjoy bullying little kids. The girls from his class angrily shout back. Hey Fatso, stop bragging. Thon will crush you. Just wait, you're going to be beaten into a meat pie. Let's go, Thon. Teach this dead pig a lesson. Hearing those insults makes Kim Ha absolutely furious. Kim Ha sneers. Hey Junior, I'll stand completely still and give you 10 free hits. Just so you and your angry fan club don't complain later. Cursing me out, saying I used my massive size to bully the weak without any real skill. Thon flashes a bright smile. All right. He pats his belly. Come on, use all your strength. You and I both know this will backfire. Let's jump into this. One single punch completely shuts Kim Ha up, launching him sky high like a balloon. Then he crashes violently into the dirt, creating a massive shockwave. Everyone just freezes, staring blankly at this insane scene. It all happens so incredibly fast. The whole crowd immediately starts celebrating this absolutely flawless, beautiful victory. Thon actually wins. Kim Ha sits up, completely and utterly confused. Why am I even down here? What in the world just happened? This is absolutely ridiculous, totally unscientific. The other class teacher, completely convinced, pats his shoulder. Vian Fong says, Brother Fong, your class's Thon is an absolute terrifying monster. Just one punch took out Vuong Kim Ha. Honestly, he might even be catching up to Ngothian Thon soon. And he is just a first-year high schooler, he replies modestly. Well, that is definitely not a sure thing yet. That Ngothian Thon kid is definitely not normal. Back in high school, he literally almost scared the principal to death. His sheer power display was seriously way too strong. Thon curiously walks over and asks, Teacher, who exactly is this Ngothian Thon guy anyway? Vian Fong steps up. Ngothian Thon is a legendary senior who graduated a few years ago. Back when he was a freshman, he completely wiped out the entire top-tier class, leaving absolutely so many top school officials completely terrified. During his high school days, Ngothian Thon actually sprinted a 100-meter dash in under 6.12 seconds. He jumped 3.96 meters straight up, and could effortlessly lift 650 kilograms with just a single hand. Who the heck wouldn't be terrified by that? Thon plays along. Yeah, that actually is a little bit scary. Now here is the funny part. Inside, he thinks, pretty impressive. Almost matching my own power level from 6th grade summer break. They head to Manhwa restaurant for a massive celebration feast. Vian Fong raises a glass. Thank goodness we have Thon. That is exactly how we defeated the normal second-year class. Their homeroom teacher fully admitted defeat and decided to treat all of us to this giant meal. Everyone stand up right now and raise your glasses for Thon. Inside the restaurant, students filling 3 large tables raise their glasses together. Thon is the absolute peak. Brother Than rules. Everyone immediately swarms around him asking, Brother Than, how exactly do you manage to work out at home like that? Got any special secret tips? By the way, Brother Thon, I do not think we are friends yet. Let's use WeChat. Add me as a friend, please. After totally crushing the second years, Thon becomes incredibly famous all across the school. Classmates immediately crowd around trying to get to know him better. This honestly makes him feel just a little bit awkward, but Ham Ham hasn't changed one single bit. She is really worried Thon will be too busy entertaining friends to actually eat anything. So she keeps piling food into his bowl constantly. Then suddenly, Thon Ham starts acting a bit strange. She stands up and hurries away. Little Than, I just need to use the restroom real quick. You saw that too, right? Thon totally notices, but what never changes is her completely uncontrollable urge to hit the restroom. When Thon Ham finally finishes her business and opens the door, she instantly hears a bunch of girls gossiping right outside the sink area. Thon Ham pours water for Lam Thon, and then actually peels shrimp for him too. She seriously knows how to suck up, looking exactly like some kind of pathetic little maid, constantly serving her precious master all the time. With her actual power level, if she was not Lam Thon's little flatterer, how could she ever possibly get in here? Into our absolute top-tier class. Honestly, I bet this little arrangement will not even last that long. The power gap between them is just way too massive. They will definitely drift apart eventually anyway. Thonham walks right up to them, her face turning dark as she snaps. I am not a flatterer. She fiercely clarifies. I am his childhood friend. Later, heading back after the big party, Toothan notices her face looks absolutely terrible. Toothan immediately asks, Ham, why do you look so incredibly down today? Did something bad happen? She replies, when I was little, my mom always told me that when I grew up, I wouldn't wet the bed anymore. And here is where we leave it. But even now, I wet the bed every night, needing diapers just to sleep. Let's jump back in. This feels so annoying, Xiao Chen. I feel completely disabled right now. A disabled person who cannot hold their pee. Xiao Chen totally denies it with a straight face. You are definitely not disabled. Holding it in is actually your secret superpower. It is just that this unique superpower hasn't fully awakened or developed quite yet. Qing Han looks shocked. Superpower? He nods, trying to give her a serious confidence boost. Exactly. This is a real ability. Your natural talent with water is insanely good right now. That proves it is a superpower. She gets curious. So, Xiao Chen, you have always been this amazing since childhood. Does that mean you have superpowers too? He confirms it right away. Just like you, I have them. Qing Han is totally hooked on this conversation now. If I actually have real superpowers hidden away inside, I wonder what kind of crazy ability it would be, Xiao Chen says with absolute confidence. It has to be an incredibly overpowered ability. Suddenly, he hears a weird noise up ahead. Watch closely here. He stops to look, seeing 3 people completely surrounding one single guy. Put the broom down right now. We are killing rats. This is for the safety of our entire community, so please just cooperate with us. The crazy guy swings his broom at them, protecting the rats beneath his feet. Stop it. Stop right now. Do not kill my brothers. You are killing my brothers again. He grabs the broom and charges at one of them. I will risk my life fighting you. Qing Han steps behind him, terrified. Xiao Chen, is this crazy guy completely out of his mind? He starts guessing. Maybe he is just a totally mentally ill person? She thinks he looks incredibly terrifying. Xiao Chen pulls her away from the scene immediately. Mentally ill people are exactly like this. Let's go, let's head home. Soon after, Xiao Chen finally returns to his own house. The whole family sits in the living room to watch the local news broadcast. Last week, this young female pastor lost contact after leaving school, and her current whereabouts are completely unknown. Wan Xin gets super worried. Why did another young girl suddenly go missing like this? I think this is actually the 4th missing girl we have seen just this month. Wu Sheng corrects her immediately. You remembered it wrong. This is actually the 5th person. The news continues its dark report. 5 missing people. This month they are all beautiful young girls, advising all the beautiful young women out there. Do not go outside at night. And if you really must go out, it is best to go in groups and avoid deserted places. Wan Xin feels uneasy, quickly warning Xiao Chen. Things are super dangerous outside lately. Do not let Han Han go out all by herself. Got it? He reassures his mom. Do not worry. I will watch over her very carefully. You and I know trouble is brewing. Scene shift to Shanghai City, District 20 Police Station. After a deep psychological exam, the doctor opens the door. The police are already waiting outside. The officer gets straight to the point right away. How is the investigation going? Is this guy actually a mental patient? The tired doctor replies. Still unconfirmed. I have been constantly trying to communicate with him during this whole session, but he will not say a single word, acting exactly like a completely mute person. The officer denies it immediately. He is not mute at all. Earlier, when he was at the vegetable market, he kept screaming non-stop. Suddenly, his face fills with pure shock as he looks inside the room. The suspect inside is transforming, dark energy radiating around him as massive muscle blocks bulge out. As he mutates into a freakish mutant rat, the officer quickly shouts orders. Hurry up now. Request headquarters to send a robot for backup immediately. The crazy guy inside the interrogation room is turning into a massive mutant rat, and the mobilized police squad starts opening fire relentlessly. Trust me, you'll want to see this. The female officer runs to report. Let's jump right into the chaos. Headquarters just radioed and all cyborg units are already deployed on other missions. It'll take at least 10 minutes for backup to arrive, and we are completely running out of ammo. We definitely cannot wait for backup. The chief ordered everyone to fall back and get in the cars. Now. Their plan? Lure this mutant rat out to the suburbs and just stall for time until the cavalry arrives. The female cop manages to get inside safely, while the other officer violently cranks the engine to life. They hit the gas hard as the monster chases them down. Inside the car, pure panic and screaming. Drive faster. If they can lead it toward the mountain, they might just buy enough time for the cyborgs. The car swerves onto a completely empty road, but the mutant rat literally smashes right through the bridge, shattering the concrete walls completely. The two police cars instantly lose control and violently crash into each other, covered in injuries. The female cop thinks to herself, is this it? Did backup really arrive too late? Under the giant rat's foot, the crushed car looks exactly like a tiny broken toy. Now watch closely. A massive explosion hits. The cyborg backup finally arrives, immediately locking onto their target. Heavy artillery fires right away. The blasts explode directly against the rat's massive, twisted body. Looking at the deep crater in the ground, the cyborg is totally stunned. A giant rat actually dug a hole to escape? These gross monsters are definitely getting way smarter than before. But looking at the bloody chunks of flesh scattered everywhere, that thing took some extremely heavy damage. It definitely cannot run far. They still have a real chance to track it down and finish it. 3 a.m., over at Tuthan's house. He has been writing for half a month, dropping 4,000 words daily. Right now he is at 100,000 words, pulling in over 10,000 in income already. And the best twists in his novel have not even been uploaded yet. Once those epic chapters finally drop, his reading numbers are going to skyrocket even higher. After a month, who knows how much cash he will make once it officially goes on sale. Staring at his midnight novel stats, the hype of future profits leaves Tuthan completely unable to sleep at all. So he heads to a dark alleyway with 0 security cameras, just to test out his recent physical training progress. Tuthan literally sprints a full 100 meters in just 3.43 seconds. A long jump of 7.22 meters. He quietly notes that his power gains are becoming super obvious. If he keeps improving like this, his physical body will reach god-tier levels sooner or later. You and I both know dark alleys mean trouble. Suddenly, he spots a highly suspicious figure lurking. It's a mutant. This creepy guy keeps muttering over and over. Hey brother, I am so sorry. Please forgive me, brother. I really do not mean to eat you. I swear I don't. I am just so unbelievably hungry. After I am full, I will burn offerings for you every single year. Tuthan is absolutely stunned by this. Is this a rat man? Wait, did that giant escaped mutant rat from the morning news broadcast actually transform itself into this weird, half-human rat man? He immediately turns and runs. He needs to get out of here fast and report this to the police. The mutant instantly spots Tuthan running. Hey brother, I might not have to eat you after all, because I can finally eat a real human. It chases after him with absolutely terrifying speed. Sprinting wildly, it screams like a total maniac. Meat. I just want meat. I want to eat human flesh. Human flesh. As it closes in, Tuthan realizes it is way too fast to dodge. With no choice, he spins around and kicks it, risking his entire life. The mutant rat's massive body gets launched backward. It violently crashes down into the dirt below. The monster thinks, this guy is clearly just a weak student. How does he have this much insane physical strength? Both sides glare at each other. Without hesitating, Tuthan chucks a massive rock straight at the rat's head. More rocks fly, giving it 0 chance to fight back. Trust me, you and I need to see what's next. You and I know the rule, always double tap before asking questions. The mutant rat's body is completely shredded. Zi Chen pauses in surprise. Is the beast finally dead? Nothing is left but a mangled pile of flesh. He steps closer, poking the gory mess to check. Is it dead? He absorbs its life essence, confirming that this monster is definitely gone for good. But he only gains 2%. Honestly, that is a bit disappointing. A system prompt pops up. It reads, you have absorbed a small trace of life essence from the giant mutant rat. Giant rat blueprint at 7%. Last time it was only 5%, Zi Chen wonders. Could this massive difference be tied to the Rat King's genetics and those crazy cultists? Better head back first. The sun is coming up, and he really cannot stay here anymore. The moment he leaves, a cyborg arrives. She stares at the bloody mess in pure shock. Just who managed to slaughter this rat mutant? Meanwhile, down a dark, sketchy, old alleyway, a cloaked figure carries someone in. Pay attention here. He kneels down respectfully. Mighty rat god, please enjoy your meal. The unconscious girl is placed directly into the magic array. The rat god is totally displeased. Why is there only a single female here? Are you trying to starve me to death? This tiny morsel is not even enough for a snack. Or are you planning to be my next sacrifice? The terrified cultist bows his head, begging, I would never dare. Please, almighty rat god, just give me a single second to explain. My lord, all the young women out there have become incredibly cautious and on guard lately. They absolutely refuse to go out at night, and during the day they travel in groups, making them hard to catch. The beast growls back, then next time, bring me some young men instead. The fanatic wouldn't dare argue. Understood completely, oh great and mighty rat god. A bloody chunk of meat is tossed down to him like a reward. He devours it greedily. Thank you for this generous gift, almighty rat god. Terrifying tentacles grab the poor girl, dragging her straight into the rat god's massive jaws. Let that sink in for a second. The room reeks of death. Stop bringing me commoners. They taste extremely bitter and awful. I want to devour those rich, high-class elites instead. They are pampered and well-fed, so their meat is deliciously tender. Meanwhile, back with Zi Chen, to help Shen Qinghan rapidly improve her martial arts academy scores and combat skills. They hold special training sessions at her house whenever possible. He adjusts Qinghan's fighting stance. Your punch angle is way too high. Lower it down a bit. This generates much better explosive power. Your legs are too tight together. Spread them out more. We need to fix this posture. Never face your opponent directly. Always angle your body. Alright, let's spar. Attack me with everything you have. Qinghan charges forward with perfect form. Alright then, here I come right now. Catching her punch easily, Zi Chen nods. Great, the angle is spot on. Much more powerful than before. Qinghan lifts her leg for a quick counter. He easily blocks it with his other hand. That sweeping stance is wrong. Do not lock your legs right before kicking. Keep them slightly spread. Come on, try again in real combat. Hit me with everything you have. Taking his advice to heart, she follows through, throwing a barrage of heavy, thudding punches. Exhausted from the intense training, Qinghan finally sits down to rest. Wow, I am totally wiped out. But I can genuinely feel my martial arts getting so much stronger. She suggests, Zi Chen, 3 times a week is honestly just not enough. Can we please do this special training every single day? He shakes his head. No need, 3 times a week is already plenty. You wouldn't survive daily training. She agrees. Alright, fine. Let's stick to 3 times a week then. Suddenly, his phone buzzes. Stick around. You and I definitely need to see who's calling. Is this a special news broadcast? Let us jump right in. They read the official Mecha God Corporation website announcing they will provide totally free medical treatment for that brilliant young female mechanical genius who previously suffered severe physical disabilities caused by early mechanical body modifications. This Jingda prodigy successfully merged with the genes of the mutated heavenly silk spider, absolutely shattering the Jingda Academy record, becoming the youngest person in history to achieve a second gene fusion. Zi Chen is completely shocked, thinking, a Jingda genius? Could this actually be that famous capital city prodigy? Normally, most people have to wait until they are fully grown adults before attempting any gene fusion. Otherwise, their bodies literally cannot handle the intense beast gene effects, and they can easily undergo horrible mutations. However, this absolute prodigy from the capital is now called the top genius of Jingda, pulling off her second successful gene fusion before even turning 18 years old. Her physical talent is just incredibly overpowered. Now watch this closely. Is gene fusion truly the best choice? Cut to Lin Zi Chen at his house. His uploaded story is blowing up, already hitting 9,000 total comments. 50,000 words published on day 1, that is insane. This author works like an absolute machine. The review is locked in, and nobody can argue otherwise. Thanks to the Heavenly Human Wisdom root boosting his progress twice, after just 1 month of typing practice, Zi Chen easily writes 10,000 words an hour. Spending just a single hour every day typing out his story will not mess up his daily martial arts training routine, making this a perfectly acceptable setup. Wu Sheng checks the crazy computer stats and praises him. Little Chen, your book is selling incredibly well. If you keep typing out 10,000 words consistently every day while keeping the plot engaging, you could probably earn around 50,000 yuan in royalties for your very first month. Once the word count builds up later, making 100,000 a month will be totally effortless. Zi Chen silently thinks, 50,000 or even 100,000 a month? With this steady income stream, He will never have to stress about money for unlocking beast diagrams again. Hopefully, 2 months of writing royalties can fully unlock the diagram of the violent giant eagle. You know what time it is. Over at the martial arts class, Yuan Feng sets up an internal sparring session to test exactly where everyone stands. Zi Chen totally dominates the entire room as usual, beating everyone so badly they literally have zero chance to fight back. He just easily snagged 888 yuan in cash, while simultaneously gaining dozens of crucial experience points and fully unlocking the natural selection achievement. On the flip side, Shen Qinghan still cannot defeat a single person, remaining dead last in the class rankings as always. But the big difference now is that when facing an opponent head-on, he actually has the ability to fight back to a certain degree. Last time he went up against Wen Yuntong, the guy ranked second to last in the entire class, he was blasted off the arena floor, and the match ended in under 3 seconds. But this time, he actually traded blows with Wen Yuntong for nearly 3 full minutes, and not just hiding in his shell like a turtle. He even faced Wen Yuntong head-on, landing some surprisingly beautiful kicks. Han Yuan Feng sees this and praises his massive improvement, telling him to keep pushing forward and maintain that exact momentum. Then he drops a massive announcement. Trust me, this gets wild. In 1 month, they are challenging the absolute strongest elite class in the 2nd year. The goal is to completely crush everyone else in that class except for their top 3 fighters. Do you all have confidence? The students roar in unison. Yes, sir. That insane fighting spirit leaves Yuan Feng very satisfied. Excellent. Meanwhile, he just stares at his balance. Stick with me here, because a lot can happen in a flash. Over a month has passed since the special meat dropped, and Zi Chen can finally shop completely stress-free. He walks up to the worker and says, "Hello, I want some explosive giant eagle meat." She nods and replies, "Sure thing. How much do you need? They have a promotion right now. If you grab 100 kilos at once, you get a sweet 5% discount." Zi Chen turns it down, saying he will hold off for now. He plans to wait until he saves enough cash to buy 100 kilos in one go, since that is just next month anyway. The very next day at school, Qinghan turns to him and mentions, "Little Chen, the canteen just opened up a brand new stall recently. Word on the street is the chef cooks incredibly well, so we should totally go test it out." Zi Chen agrees instantly. While they stand there waiting for their food, she watches the chef in absolute awe. Smells absolutely amazing. Soon, a highly nutritious meal tray is perfectly prepared. As they sit down to eat, they notice their friends are still lining up. Qinghan feels super lucky and says, "Little Chen, it is a good thing we arrived early, otherwise we would be stuck queuing." Zi Chen nods in total agreement, completely true. The people behind them start arguing loudly. "Hey you, why are you cutting the line? Go wait in the back." "I did not cut the line at all. This is just the spot my desk mate saved for me. Now watch closely, because anime logic is about to strike." "You can save spots in a queue? Are you kidding me? Cutting is cutting. Go straight to the back." "Fine, I am cutting, but it is my desk mate's spot anyway. What does that have to do with you?" You argues fiercely. "Is there something seriously wrong with your brain today? Your so-called desk mate is literally standing right before me. Whether you cut his spot or my spot, what difference does it even make to the line?" The other guy replies with pure arrogance, "Yeah, I cut the line. What will you do?" Qinghan whispers quietly, "Little Chen, Yu is getting into a fight with someone. Should we go over and check it out?" He shakes his head. Probably not necessary, honestly. Yu is acting so aggressive that the line cutter actually looks terrified. The bitter guy eventually has no choice but to leave. "Little brat." Right then, 4 other dudes glare fiercely at him, fully blocking Yu from taking another step forward. He yells in frustration, "What the heck? What are you guys trying to do?" The leader replies, totally unfazed, "Nothing personal at all. We just simply want to cut your place in the line." Yu tries, pushing them away, shouting, "Are you kidding me? Go line up." Then he suddenly freezes, realizing he is in some serious danger here. Because those 2 guys stand like brick walls, Yu cannot push them. Qinghan is still watching closely. It is Yu. Looks like he is actually getting bullied over there. Zi Chen finally steps in. "Hey classmate, please make your way to the back. You and I both know this trope." Qi Yue points directly at Zi Chen. "If I refuse, what can you do?" Zi Chen holds his phone up. "I will report you." The guy sneers back, playing the snitch game. "Wow, that is just incredibly shameful." He replies calmly, I personally feel that cutting the line is way more embarrassing than that. Defeated, those 4 punks basically have to leave. Meanwhile, in Shanghai City, deep inside a luxurious villa in the wealthy district, a high-ranking cultist is secretly holding a meeting with his loyal subordinates. Dum Chang is already dead. Before this, he went completely insane at the vegetable market, managed to severely provoke the security squad, and then ultimately lost his life. A subordinate below casually replies, "It is a really good thing that stupid dog died, causing absolute chaos everywhere all day long. I honestly wanted him completely dead a long time ago anyway. If not, sooner or later that idiot would have totally dragged all of us down." He points directly toward the person standing right nearby. "This kid here is our newest member, and will inherit Dum Chang's position in the future. Everyone take a quick moment to get to know him. Besides all that, the rat god also told me something. That normal humans are way too bitter. Trust me, from now on, it only wants to devour the high and mighty elites. Stick with me here, because you absolutely cannot offer up the wrong sacrifices." The cult members immediately start panicking. "Boss, grabbing elites is way too dangerous right now." They are right. If 1 or 2 regular people vanish, no one even blinks. But if the upper class goes missing, that is going to cause massive trouble. He already has a quick plan to select the unruly sons of wealthy businessmen who just cannot control their kids. Doing it that way keeps the risk extremely low. The senior cultist tells the rookie that since he is new, he should skip hunting the elites. First, just grab a regular handsome young guy to practice and get the hang of it. Then, bring him as an offering to a divine son serving the great rat god. The guy instantly agrees. "Do not worry, boss. I will bring the city's finest sacrifice to the divine son." Back in the classroom, Havu is absolutely fuming. He says he investigated for several days and found out those jerks who cut the line were actually third-year high school students, and they belong to the elite class 2 that we are about to fight against. These elite students have 0 actual class or manners. It is honestly just pathetic. 2, then quickly corrects him, good grades do not automatically equal good character. But the next news alert on his phone makes him freeze. An article showing a massive reward for a missing son. Now pay attention here. Another rich kid missing? That makes 5 wealthy heirs vanished into thin air. And the craziest part? It is not about money. Not a single kidnapper has demanded a ransom from the families. Could all these weird disappearances actually be connected to the rat god cult? Today is the day for Class 1. They are challenging the strongest third-year elite class today. Those exact line cutters from last week keep throwing dirty glares right at Havu, and Havu instantly responds by flashing them a solid middle finger. Soon enough, both teams finish warming up, and the brutal sparring session begins. Just like last time, Tham Thon Ham is the first one into the ring. Her opponent steps up and immediately goes on the full offensive. Thon Ham stands her ground, way less nervous than before. She crosses her arms to block the upperclassman's kick, sliding backward from the impact. You and I both know the elite seniors are way too strong. Even playing complete defense is not enough here. Once she gets defeated, the next classmate to step up goes down super fast. The seniors' devastating kicks leave Tuthon's female classmates with absolutely 0 room to fight back. It is not just Than Ham. Even Lai So Tam and the rest are totally helpless against this terrifying senior. It takes a slightly stronger, short-haired classmate stepping in just to finally take that senior down. But the other seniors quickly regain total control of the match. In literally less than 10 short minutes, this absolute beast of a senior defeats 9 people in a row, including 3 guys. Not long after, their whole class gets crushed so badly, only 4 students remain standing. Just Tu Than, Vuong Thu Kiet, Lu Kwang, and Havu. Meanwhile, the third-year class only lost 5 fighters, leaving 36 untouched students waiting in the wings. All 5 defeated upperclassmen were just the girls. That is where we leave it. Their guys have not even stepped into the ring yet. Stick with me here, because this power gap is about to get absolutely insane. Vien Fong knows it's an impossible fight. He calls Havu up first. "Your turn, kid. There are still 6 girls left on their side. Go take them all down. Can you handle it?" Havu smiles with pure confidence. "Easy money, sir." He chuckles to himself. "Just 6? Add a few upperclassmen to the mix, and I'd still wipe the floor." And just like that, Havu finishes his assignment. He definitely doesn't disappoint the class. Barely breaking a sweat, he blasts all 6 girls right off the arena floor like it's nothing. Now it's Tae Viet's turn. Stepping up, he smirks coldly. Are you ready to die? Havu snaps right back. You lack manners, but honestly, you lack serious self-awareness. He figures since this guy is their first male fighter, he must be total trash. Perfect chance for a little payback, right? But reality hits him like a truck. Tavier blitzes forward with absolutely terrifying lightning speed. Havu eats a massive punch straight on. He drops to his knees, clutching his stomach. Way too fast. Taviet literally steps on Havu's back, mocking him. You are total garbage. Just admit defeat already. Seeing an opening, he swings a desperate punch at his face. Get off me! Taviet spins around, countering hard. A brutal kick lands square in Havu's gut, sending his heavy body crashing right into the dirt. Havu squirms in agony. That hurt. This guy's strength is easily on par with the elites, maybe even a whole tier higher. He stepped up just to get revenge on me. Damn it all. I was way too careless. Tavier flips the bird straight at Tuthan. Didn't you love meddling in other people's business? If you have the guts, step up. Otherwise, get lost. Without a single word, Tuthan hops right into the ring, secretly thrilled. I was actually getting bored waiting for my turn. Perfect timing for a beatdown. Havu's classmates go absolutely wild, screaming, Brother Than, crush him. Give him the most humiliating defeat possible. Cutting lines in the cafeteria was one thing, but acting this disgusting in the arena? Where is his shame? Destroy him completely and get payback for Havu. Watch closely now, guys. Taviet rushes in, leaning back to deliver a blindingly fast, wind-tearing kick. Tuthan just calmly raises one hand and perfectly blocks it. His hand grabs Taviet's face, instantly slamming the guy's skull right into the ground. That brutal impact leaves him completely dazed. Tuthan arrogantly steps over him, hands deep in his pockets. He casually kicks the trash right out of the arena bounds. The opposing class absolutely panics watching this. Taviet was ranked top 5 in their entire class, and he just got one-shotted like a total scrub? Is that student seriously this insanely powerful? Vian Fong is completely convinced Lam Tuthan is hiding a massive chunk of his true power. Otherwise, dominating like this would be literally impossible. Thukiet and Lukwang gasp. Damn. You and I both know Lam Tuthan is strong, but realizing this isn't even his full power? That is truly terrifying. Is this guy even a human anymore? Tuthan glances at the remaining guys. Who's next? Hearing that cold challenge, all their faces instantly drain of color. Half an hour later, the remaining 29 regular class students are entirely wiped out. Game over. Tuthan gets curious and decides to check, wondering what his natural selection progress is sitting at right now. System update notification natural selection, cumulative opponents eliminated, 119 out of 1,000. Just 119 so far. This leveling progression speed is just way too slow. He thinks to himself, every single time classes spar, I'm always the very last one up. This routine absolutely cannot keep happening like this. My strength is already miles beyond a high school level, so there's really zero reason to keep following these standard high school rules anyway. From now on, I am going to make my own rules. So what's next for us? Monday morning, inside the principal's office. Let's dive right into the madness. The principal's voice rings out in pure shock. What? You want me to arrange a solo prize fight for you? Zi Chen nods calmly. That is right. I want to challenge the entire school. The principal thinks this is an absolute joke. You are literally just a first-year high school student, and you want to challenge everyone? Are you actually being serious right now? What gives you that kind of confidence? His expression does not change at all. Yes, I am completely serious, principal. Just come with me to the gym right now. I will prove to you that I actually have the raw power to back up this insane challenge. He immediately leads the completely confused principal straight to the gym. She looks around, super curious. Ziken, it is incredibly late. Why on earth did you drag me all the way down here? He just smirks and throws off his jacket, revealing crazy solid muscles. Obviously, I brought you here to show off my true power. The principal totally misunderstands. She blushes, nervously thinking, wait, is this kid trying to flex on me? Ziken, hold on a second, but his hand is already gripping the massive barbell. He lifts the heavy weight like it is nothing. She stands there, completely stunned and absolutely speechless. Now pay close attention here. She realizes this is the raw, monstrous power he meant. The principal gasps out loud. 700 pounds? That is even stronger than Wu Tianchang. the single most powerful first-year student in the entire history of this academy. She literally agrees right then and there, no hesitation. Not a problem at all. I will set up a massive solo event for you to fight the entire school. Zi smirks and adds, "Hey principal, do not forget to set up some crazy rewards. If there is no prize, nobody is going to step up. We really need to create two completely different types of rewards. First, a simple participation prize just to hype people up and get them into the ring. Second is an escalating jackpot. Basically, we are creating a massive, constantly growing prize pool. The more challengers that step up to fight, the bigger the jackpot gets. If anyone actually manages to beat me, they walk away with the entire pot. But if nobody takes me down within the time limit, then every single reward goes straight into my pocket." The principal instantly agrees. "Do not even worry about it. Leave it to me. I will do exactly what you asked." Let's pause for a second. He tells her she has to keep his insane strength a total secret first. If the school finds out how overpowered I am right now, nobody will even dare to challenge me. She pats his shoulder playfully. "All right, whatever you say." The two of them return to the principal's office. She hands an official document to Zi Chen. "Take a quick look at this. How does this setup for the giant challenge match look to you?" He scans the paper quickly. "Perfect. I see absolutely zero issues here. Thank you for all the hard work, principal." She smiles sweetly and replies, "Oh, do not mention it. It was absolutely no trouble for me at all." Seeing her act this gentle makes Yongfeng and Darren literally rub their eyes in disbelief. What on earth is happening? Has the world turned upside down? Yongfeng cannot believe it. This female demon principal always has a terrifying and strict look on her face. So, why is she suddenly smiling and acting so incredibly sweet in front of Lin Zi Chen? At 2 p.m., the students gather together in the gym. Exactly as planned, the principal steps up and starts announcing Zi Chen's basic background information and all of his crazy recent achievements. Then she breaks down the insane bounty challenge. Every single rule is explained in absolute detail to the crowd. The students immediately start whispering and going wild. Just as expected, the crowd below the stage is literally boiling over. "Principal, are you absolutely sure about this?" The principal is totally crazy. You are a first-year high schooler, setting up a battle ring, and asking every single person in this academy to step up and fight you. Where is all of this insane arrogance coming from? Do you really think you are worthy for us to challenge? He beat the strongest second year and is flexing. Trust me, you and I are in for a wild ride. Let's dive in. If you didn't know better, you'd think this guy already crushed the senior class. Looking down on everyone, acting like he basically owns the whole place. Does he seriously think he's no Tian Thua, the strongest student in academy history? Tuthan loudly announces to the crowd, starting tomorrow. He says he'll personally guard the gym arena for 2 solid hours every single lunch break. Everyone is welcome to challenge me. But inwardly, he's cheering. Perfect. Looks like a lot of guys want to beat me up, which is exactly what I need. My goals will finish way ahead of schedule. Later that night, on a super crowded street, a blonde guy named Thieu Ka is just casually strolling around. 2 hot girls block his path, flirting heavily. "Hey handsome, are you out here all alone? Want to hit the bar for a few drinks with us?" Thieu Ka coldly replies, "Not interested. Get the hell away from me." The 2 girls storm off, totally annoyed. How boring. I guess I'm destined to be single forever. Thieu Ka sighs to himself. Seriously, is this really how things work in Sunhai City? Watch this closely. All he wants is a 10 out of 10 handsome guy. Why is it taking so many days to find one single target? Not a single man walking down this street is even remotely decent to look at. If I fail to complete this sacrifice mission perfectly, what in the world will the cult leader actually think of me? Will I end up getting completely cast out of the cult after this? At first, he actually thought about grabbing some famous male celebrities, but all of those guys are constantly surrounded by heavy bodyguards. Being just a newbie in the rat god cult, he simply doesn't have the power to catch them. The mission deadline is creeping up fast. What is he supposed to do now? While stressing out, Tuthan suddenly jogs right past him. He gasps in awe. "Too handsome. I searched everywhere for nothing, yet the perfect target just delivered himself straight to me." Tuthan has absolutely zero clue he's being targeted right now. Thieu Ka smirks proudly and whispers, "That is the one." He stares intently as the boy reaches the end of the road. Thieu Ka's face starts to twist and morph. No cars around here at all. Instantly, he transforms into a terrifying mutant rat monster. I know what you're thinking. Time to strike. But right after transforming, bam! A random brick smashes right into his head. Theo Ka grabs his skull, totally confused. What just happened? Tu Than casually holds up another brick. I really didn't expect that going out for a quick workout would actually let me catch a weird rat man. This mutant rat diagram will speed up my unlocking. The monster drops to its knees, holding its head and cursing its awful luck. This kid is absolutely terrifying. Plus, he's spouting out random nonsense that I don't even understand. Why is my luck this bad? Tu Than just stares blankly at the pathetic, cowardly creature. He feels totally confused. What is this? I literally only threw one single brick at his head. And he's already dead? Are there actually rat god cult members who are this insanely weak? Tu Than steps closer, poking the mutant rat with his finger. Oh well, no need to overthink it. Better absorb its life essence quickly, just in case someone happens to walk by and see this. The system screen pops up. You have devoured a small amount of mutant giant rat origin essence. Mutant giant rat diagram progress is now at exactly 8%. Tu Than gets his answer. It only went up by 1%? Is it really that low? No wonder this rat guy was such absolute trash. But still, keeping personal safety in mind, I probably shouldn't go out for night jogs anymore for a little while. After all, not every single cult member out there is going to be this utterly pathetic. So what do you and I take from this? Some rat cultists mutate into massive beasts that even guns can't stop. Somehow, it can actually block the attack. Stick with me here. Our guy heads home, finishes up a quick shower, and instantly catches the breaking news blaring from his living room. At exactly 3 a.m. last night, the city security headquarters officially teamed up with the elite Evolution Academy instructors from Shanghai University, successfully executing a massive raid to completely wipe out the notorious rat god cult. Zi Chen drops onto the couch, absolutely stunned. The rat god cult is really gone? The news anchor keeps reporting. The hero who crushed the Rat King is none other than Wu Tiancheng. He is a legendary instructor from Shanghai University's Evolution Academy, an absolute powerhouse who has completely fused his body with high-tier creature genes. Tiancheng flaps his massive wings. Deadly energy spikes rain down on the mutated rat, piercing its flesh until thick blood explodes everywhere. The entire battle lasted a mere 30 seconds, ending in an absolute, overwhelming victory. Zi Chen watches in pure awe. Is this the true strength of a high-tier creature? Absolutely insane power. Scene cuts to a quiet apartment block. Songshan looks right at Tiancheng and asks, "Still no luck contacting the teacher?" Now pay close attention to this, that elite squad who vanished into the chaotic origin Zone 36 back in the day. They are still entirely missing without a single trace. He pushes further. So what exactly is the current situation looking like over in Zone 36? Tiancheng calmly reports back. Let's just say it's pretty stable. Otherwise, I definitely wouldn't have the free time to be chilling out here. During the massive cleanup operation back then, a few lucky small fry managed to escape in all the chaos. Songshan raises an eyebrow. Just some small fry? The entire city security force was completely powerless to stop that Rat King. Yet standing in front of a high-tier genius like you, it really was nothing more than a pathetic little pest. He throws an arm around Tiancheng's shoulder with a grin. Since you're already here, why not hit up our old school for a quick lecture? He brushes him off. Look, boss, I'm not some guy with endless free time. I actually have a real job. Songshan just smirks. Hyping up all those cute freshman boys and girls definitely counts as doing real work too, right? You and I both know the peace won't last. Deep underground, a terrifying voice suddenly echoes. At first, it only devoured wild beasts, but then it started hunting young humans for their soft, tender meat, until it consumed high-class humans, mutating enough to finally grow into a twisted human shape. Massive, heavy footsteps aggressively rumble forward. I went through so much trouble bringing you down here to strengthen the tunneling species, yet you just wander around casually eating people left and right. And you caused a massive, unwanted commotion. Standing right there in the shadows is a colossal, terrifying Rat King. The mutated rat drops to the dirt, completely terrified. The giant voice booms out. Tell me, do you deserve to die? A crushing aura makes the mutant tremble in pure fear. My lord, I beg you, please just give me one more chance. So, what do we learn here? The Rat King offers a chance, but as massive claws strike, you always pay the price.